the fuck is that guy?
I make my own moves, yeah, I'm bossing.
All weak bitches, please proceed to the exit.
Is there no one else? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
We are not for the weak.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Not for the Week. It's your boy James.
It's your boy Jay.
What's up, guys? It's Wes. I'm a motherfucking star boy.
Wait, is that the weekend?
I was actually listening to Blinding Lights this morning.
Bro, I'm obsessed with the weekend now
No,
because of Wes.
I know,
Wes
I
has
am
literally influenced my entire music selection.
I'm telling you guys, he's a fucking vibe. He is like he is a vibe. You ever feeling vibey? You ever vibing? Play the weekend. You know?
It's true. My son was so excited to see me. So this morning he was like jumping on top of me and like pushing me and stuff like that. And so I put
He's
on.
beating you up, basically.
He was pretty much beating me up. I'm like, thanks. Already happened once.
It's like recap of Saturday.
No, that guy did.
We'll
talk about that.
We will get into that in a second. Fans and supporters, but so I put on Blinding Lights and was watching it, and it's weird because now every time I go to watch that, it's gonna be so nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
In a bad and good way.
If anybody hasn't seen any of the new the weekend music videos, they're pretty fire.
Blinding Lights is great.
That one, what was the one? Was that Blinding Lights?
Blinding Lights.
There's
It's like
one
the
before
recap,
that.
or it's like almost like the Fear and Loathing.
And then the one before that is Heartless. And it basically Blinding Lights just picks up. And I'm burned to my ways.
Blinding Lights, I fuck with it.
I like that song a lot.
It is a vibe.
I've been running through this pussy, need a dog pound. That's a good song. All of them. Both of them. Can't wait for the album.
I know it's going to be a good album.
Oh, is that a single?
I think these are going to be on his, I believe, on his new album. That's
already he's got me 2 for 2 right now. I love both.
Oh, they're so good.
Blinding Lights I like more though. In fact, I actually like Blinding Lights more than Starboy, honestly.
Yeah,
I really like that song.
Starboy's a good one. Starboy's a classic.
I'm a motherfucking star.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fuck with Blinding Lights.
You guys ever see the Conor McGregor like 30-minute Starboy video that's made on YouTube? I watch it before I go to the gym sometimes. It's like a motivation. It's called The Starboy, and it's literally just like his career up until I think like till like Floyd. So it's up until like him fighting Floyd.
So just him knocking people
Is the
off.
weekend the soundtrack?
He's this. Yeah, it starts off. It's like such a sick edit. I watch it sometimes.
I'll have to check it out.
When I pull a Robert Frank and I just sit in my car for an hour, wait for my fucking. I'm like trying to get motivated, but then the pre-workout wears off, and then I just don't go inside. And
That's why I don't.
I feel like I'm just gonna go home.
I'm so motivated. I'm going home.
That's why I don't take my pre-workout until I get to the gym.
Yep. I don't take my pre until I'm walking through the
Although
doors.
now I have started taking it on the drive to the gym.
Yeah.
Because it's like almost like a motivation. Like, oh, I took my pre-workout. Once I get to the gym, no fucking around. Actually,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I kind of thought too, like as your tolerance starts to get a little bit crazier too, like I take it. Well, when I'm going to urban, it's like a 10, 12-minute drive or something like that. I'll take it like 5 minutes before I leave my house, and then by the time I'm at the gym, I'm like, all right, like I feel. Then I can't sit still.
I used to always take my pre-workout as like intro workout. Like I always drank my pre during my whole workout.
Some people do that.
I used
they like
to do that
sip
too.
on it.
When I would mix it with like some BCAAs.
Yeah.
Back when I was with 5%, and their BCAAs were fucking amazing. And
Sweet tea
they would have the
BCAAs.
same flavor BCAAs as the pre-workout, so I would just mix it together.
Yeah.
Let's just give a quick shout out to 5% for having just the best tasting sweet tea BCAAs ever.
So good, but mixed really weird. Like it always had like the little clumps and like foam, and it was weird.
I always know,
but it tasted amazing.
But if you just like some sweet tea BCAAs over ice, oh man,
Do they still have that flavor?
Yeah.
Do they still sell them?
They should.
That's like their moneymaker.
I love that shit. I remember when you let me try it like fucking years ago, and that flavor that's probably still to this day one of the best. I tried a flavor by iForce Nutrition that was like a rainbow sherbet. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it. That one and then that sweet tea are like some of the best flavors I've had.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if iForce Nutrition is like a thing anymore. I don't even know if
I don't even know what that is. There's so many supplement companies.
Yeah.
now. But none of them compare to Blast House.
No.
Now it's all
Blast
about
House, Blast House, Blast House. Wow. Sponsored by Blast House.
Podcast is sponsored by Blast House, you guys. Sign up for the email list.
put your
launch.
fucking email in the list.
And sign up.
Do what Wes says.
Do it.
Show. It's kind of a downer though today. I think we should get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Kobe Bryant, the GOAT,
And his
one of the GOATs, one
poor
of the GOATs.
daughter.
His poor daughter, and then the rest of there's like 7 other people, like a pilot, 2 coaches, families, 3 kids on this. Sad, dude. And it was weird. Like we were in LA yesterday, and like we were in like the heart of downtown LA, and we found out it was like, wow. Man.
Yeah, I was expecting when we were getting breakfast, I was expecting like that whole restaurant to just be like, and I think they were.
Well,
probably,
I think it was like because when we were eating, that the news had only broke like 20 minutes ago. I honestly don't even think most of that restaurant knew what was going on.
Yeah. Well,
especially if they're like had just got done with church and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was oh man, it's so sad.
I know. Well,
it sucks because it's like he's like, first off, he's way too young for that to happen.
Yeah.
And his
41?
family's way too young. And then like I don't know, like that's like one of the major people that like he's been around since when I was a teenager.
Well,
Like
did you watch LeBron's thing?
No.
him getting off the plane?
No, so LeBron gave a little talk about it, and LeBron actually went to a basketball camp when he was 15, and during that time he had watched Kobe Bryant while he was growing up, and he watched like everything he was doing in the game, and he went to this ABCD camp, and Kobe was actually the guest speaker. And so Kobe was talking to the kids, and LeBron was there, and that was like one of the biggest staples for him is being able to witness, like at the time, who was his idol.
Yeah.
And now LeBron's like one of arguably one of the most successful basketball players, following right in the footsteps of like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. But that was really cool, and like that one coach, I don't know his name, but he was like in fucking tears, man.
Was
like,
it the
he had just
Lakers?
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson.
Yeah,
Probably.
one of
Oh,
those,
dude.
I would imagine it would be Phil.
Devastated.
Well, it's just he's like so many people like our age and like the social media generation, like Kobe Bryant was like becoming a superstar as I was growing up. So like I pretty much was alive. I was alive for his entire career.
Yeah.
And so it's like wild because it's like
He's now been alive for his whole life.
Yeah. Well, no, because he's older than me. Don't shortchange
but
me that
for
him being in the public
his
eye.
entire like NBA career, because he didn't do college. He went
went straight
to
from
NBA.
high school, yeah.
And so he was in for like 20 years. Or no, shit, no, that's not right.
Yeah, he was in there for
Little
20
over,
years.
A little over 20 years. Yeah, man, it's so sad. I pulled up his Instagram too, and he just posted like 2 days ago a picture with LeBron, and I think it was like
Yeah, he posted it like the night before.
because LeBron had just beaten his point, like so great. Like I don't know, that's just really sad. The thing is always like when stuff like this happens, it always kind of like I always think for a while. I'm like, man, just like people need to just appreciate like the fact that you never know like what's going to happen or who it's going to happen to. You know what I mean? Like especially someone like Kobe. Like that's why it's just crazy. Like there I just feel like there aren't really any reasons for things at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those things. It's like he flies in a helicopter pretty much every day. Like he commutes daily in a helicopter. So it's like every single like that's like a normal routine for him. So like he's not doing anything crazy. He's not in the military. He's not like exposing himself to like danger on a daily basis, but that like flying the helicopter, that's just part of his routine. Well, and he just fucking didn't work this time.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, like honestly going to call some people out here, but like when people are saying shit about like, well, what about all of like, you know, like our military and stuff like that, they're putting themselves at utmost respect for what they do, but they're putting themselves in scenarios where they know that they might die. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's part of the job when you sign up for
that
it.
they're gonna be in danger. They're putting themselves. They are exposing themselves to. You know what I mean? Not downplaying anything they do, and not saying that we shouldn't, you know, show respect for, you know, if people pass away to their families and stuff like that. But this like what you just said. That was part. He was getting on a helicopter, part of something that's part of his daily routine here, you know, not like in like
not in a war zone.
Not in a war zone, you know what I mean? And his 13, and it's like for people to say like, well, we should remember like other people too. Well, his fucking 13-year-old daughter died with him, and that whole other family. I saw like a pic. I don't know.
There was another family. It was a baseball coach, his wife and his daughter. Then there was a female basketball coach, and then there was another family and 2 kids, and then the pilot.
Right.
So 7 other people, Kobe Bryant and Kobe's daughter, GiGi, and it's one of those things. It's like you never know when it's going to be your time. You never know what, so you got to take advantage and live every moment. Like, tell the people that you love them whenever you see them.
Yeah.
Or as many times as you get. Like, you can't just. Don't put something off that like you could do today because you never know. Like that's literally the equivalent of me walking across the fucking street and just getting hit by a car and dying.
Or just getting in your car like you do all the time. Just get in your car like you do all the time.
And like malfunction, I run into a pole and die.
Right.
Like it's you never know.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's the thing too, where like people are always like, yeah, like shit happens. Everything happens for a reason. I'm like, does it? Does it? He was 41. His daughter was 13. Like. He literally just retired, like a couple, like 2-3 years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, he just retired. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I feel like my thoughts go out to their family and stuff like that. That's terrible. It's fucking horrible. It's horrible.
And
like,
and it is crazy because it's like, dude, like now he's got. Do you guys hear that his wife had to get like rushed into the hospital?
Oh, I'm sure she freaked
because
out.
apparently she had like a panic attack. Yeah. And it probably like it probably fucked her up.
Oh yeah,
100%.
She just lost her daughter and her husband.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure she talked to him probably right as he got on the fucking helicopter.
Fucking guarantee.
She might have been texting him while he was in the helicopter.
Yep.
Who knows? Like, and he has 3 other kids with them. Only probably one of those kids is going to actually grow up and remember him. Like the other ones,
the other ones are around
too,
like Kingston's age.
Yeah, the other ones are too young.
Yeah.
So it's like shit, dude. Like that, it's terrible. But you know what I hate even more about like that is like I feel like it's especially prevalent now, like on social media. But like every time like a famous person dies or something, there's always so many people that have like some negative shit to say. Like they always come out of the woodwork and they're always dropping like just inappropriate shit. Like they're either making jokes about it or they're saying, "Oh, they're bringing up past issues" or something like that. It's like just take a second, dude. Like be respectful, like because. I don't know what his wife is like or what his kids are like or what his family is like, but I don't know if they're on social media right now looking at this, but they're probably out there and they're seeing all this negative ass shit that they just lost a major part of their family and you're over there like, well, he was a fucking rapist. Like, shut the fuck
Dude,
up.
Have some fucking respect, dude. Come on.
People will always have something. People are always gonna have stupid shit to say. And like what we were talking about, as we got this rolling, is like celebrities, iconic people like this, people who have a lot of money, who are in different levels of life than like your average Joe. People like that who are just very. I think they're just very. I guess jealous, just jealous people of like, I don't know how the fuck I would be, starting off a career. If I was a 21-year-old basketball player,
Making millions.
just signed a multi-million-dollar contract with like the Lakers, I don't know how I would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People make fucking mistakes. I've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because somebody like that is under the spotlight, that's why they get, what I mean? We all make mistakes. The difference is he's someone who has millions of followers. He's always got a camera on him, and something like that happens, and then everyone wants to bring it to the surface. Fuck people that are bringing it to the surface right now.
People always want to just bring up the negative shit. Like, yes, he was accused of rape. Right. He was never actually charged with rape. All the charges were dropped.
Yeah.
Like, what more? Like, yes, that tarnished his record. Yes, we're always going to think about that. But why does that need to be brought up?
Exactly.
Like,
after he's like,
he was
died.
innocent. Like, it's almost it's as if the whole innocent until proven guilty thing doesn't fucking matter anymore. You're guilty as soon as you're accused of anything.
Yeah.
Because even though he beat all those charges, nothing ever came out of it. He's still dealing with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the
people are still bringing it up. It's bullshit. And like,
and the cheating on the wife, like, he made a fucking mistake. He's been with his wife. That was 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They're still together. Obviously, things are fine. They just had another kid. Like,
Right.
well, and like it's that cheesy saying, Spider-Man, man. But with great power comes great responsibility. Like, imagine having the power that someone like Kobe Bryant has, like the money and the wealth, and like really any celebrity or quote unquote famous person, somebody who's always under the eye, somebody who everyone's always watching your every move. That's a lot to carry on your shoulders.
It's a lot of pressure,
you know what I mean?
dude. And it's not excusing his behavior.
It's
or
not
anything,
excusing anything,
but let's cut the man some fucking slack, and and give his family some break. Like he just fucking died. Like show some fucking class.
Everybody's life is different, you know what I mean? Like maybe I struggle a little bit financially to pay bills and it stresses me out. Well, maybe Kobe Bryant didn't struggle with bills at all and they had plenty of money, but maybe he struggled with the fact that he was constantly being watched, constantly being
he's constantly a role model.
He is. Like he constantly, if I fuck up, no one really gives a shit. Right,
just your immediate family.
Just immediate family and immediate friends. It's the only people who matter. Which is, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like my immediate friends, like you guys and a few others, it's a small circle of people that I really give a fuck about. And same with like immediate family, pretty small group of people that I really give a fuck about. So maybe 15 people, you know what I mean?
Right.
I influence through something. Kobe Bryant, he does something wrong. Millions of people are influenced because he's watched and monitored by millions of people.
Right,
You know what I mean? That's a hard job for somebody that you have to be when you're a role model for millions of people, not just a few, not just, you know what I mean, one. It changes the game by so much and people don't understand that at all. Yeah. That's a lot of fucking pressure, dude.
Yeah. Well, and he did so much good stuff for like motivation, like helping out with the like less privileged. Like he was always doing things for communities and families, and he was, in my generation in particular, he was a huge role model. Like my generation grew up while he was like at the peak of his career, and like so he, like all of my friends that I played sports with, they were all like Kobe fans. Like they all had the Laker jerseys, they all had the number 8 jerseys, they all had the 24 jerseys. They were like, they all had posters of him growing up. Like that was,
I have a Kobe poster.
Yeah.
Well, I still have it, but it's not hung up in my house. But I have a fucking Kobe poster that I've had since like 2009.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He impacted so many people, and it's a fucking shame. It's a loss. I was legitimately sad all day yesterday. Like it made the drive back yesterday so much worse. Honestly,
it was
to be real.
It felt, it almost is like, I think still hasn't really like sunk in with me. Like, it's so fresh. Like it's so crazy. I mean, dude, it's like, I don't know. It's just bizarre. I think the thing, like what I was touching on earlier, is you just never know, and it really shows it when someone of that stature passes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said, man, like he was a role model for so many people, so many people,
and it goes so far outside of just basketball. Like it's like he means more to everybody than, he's not just a basketball player to people. Like he's not just, that's my favorite guy on the team. Like he was a role model, like in and outside of basketball, to families, to children, to people growing up. Like he was the example of hard work, and he preached that day in and day out. Hard work.
Right.
Never give up. Keep chasing.
Yeah.
And it fucking shows, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He was the man, dude. He was like literally like, I don't mean like bad. Like he was like the bad boy of like the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was like
everyone wanted to be Kobe.
Yeah,
everyone
dude.
wanted to be Kobe.
Fuck, we all shoot fucking trash can. Every time I shoot in the trash can. Kobe.
Every single time.
Every time.
That's a thing.
Kobe.
Because of him.
Kids who don't even know who Kobe Bryant are say Kobe.
Bro,
they don't even know why they're saying it. They just know that it's called Kobe when you play trash-get-ball, dude.
Yeah.
I know so many girls that never watched a single second of basketball that would just like, Kobe. Like just basic ass white girls just, Kobe.
Right?
They don't know who Kobe Bryant is, but they're saying that shit.
And to leave a legacy like that behind, to create these things, to not, when you don't even know somebody and you know them, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's powerful, like the legacy that he left behind. And that's all Kobe, like if you guys watched one of his interviews, there's like 1 million out right now that are surfacing because it's,
well, obviously it's
but one of the things is like, what's the one thing you want to be known for, like when you go? And he's like, I just want to be remembered for who I am and hard work. He's like, I just want to leave behind a legacy, and I really think that he did that.
100%.
Oh, he'll be remembered
forever. Yeah.
Well, they're already
forever.
talking about people are already trying to get the NBA to change
the
logo to his silhouette.
Yeah.
Which I think that would be badass.
That would be, and
Is it Michael right now?
No, it's Jerry West, I think.
Okay.
and also they're trying to. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they're trying to change. You know how you play 21?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it'll be called Mamba,
It'll be
be played
24.
to 24. And when you go over, it'll go back down to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It'd be cool.
I think it's just that the what I freaking want to say to anybody listening is just like if you you know what I mean, if you don't fuck with Kobe, if you didn't, I mean, and when I say that, I mean, like, if you just didn't really, you don't watch basketball, you didn't really, maybe he wasn't like super relevant to you or whatever, that's okay. But don't say like negative shit about somebody when they die, or be like, well, I don't know why we're not talking about these other people. Just I would say just don't say anything. Like, I would say, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
What
Like,
was that one chick that you were talking about? What did she say on Facebook?
was it?
Yeah,
was-
don't say the name.
Was it?
Oh,
Oh,
it was this chick who I follow, and she was talking about how she's like, like, sorry about the loss and everything to the Bryant family, but how about the military and all the people who serve our nation? Like, what about them? And which that's really fucking frustrating to me, because
Fuck her.
yeah, because
Fuck that.
that's really frustrating, because it's like, we have Memorial Day. We have a national. That's a national holiday.
Veterans
right?
Day.
We have Veterans Day and
And-
Memorial Day. Those are
and-
national holidays recognized by the nation
Right.
to specifically to honor our veterans that have
Right.
been lost in service. There's so many things tailored around our military that for you to even bring that up, and like you were saying, if you're so fucking upset about our service not being honored, why don't every time a soldier of ours dies, why don't you honor them?
Yeah, I don't see
You know
her
what I
making
mean?
posts every time a service member dies. And this is nothing to say like that the service members, like, we don't appreciate that, and we're not equally sad when a service member dies.
Sure, yeah.
But who are you to compare the two? Like,
Exactly.
and rank them? Like, oh,
Right.
Kobe Bryant's death doesn't matter because he's not defending our nation. Like, okay, that's not a thing.
He
Like,
didn't
that
get
doesn't. One person's life isn't less relevant just because of their profession. Like,
he wasn't in a fucking war zone in
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
He was with his 13-year-old daughter, another family. I need to get their names.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's another thing too. Is like, people are mad. Like, Kobe's getting all this attention, but what about the other 7 people? Well, I'm sorry, but like,
Well, and
we
it's-
don't. First off, they didn't announce the other 7 people's names until like almost the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, this whole thing.
Well, and the thing was too was, or okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
James.
So first off, they didn't announce the names until the end of the day.
Yeah.
Secondly, not to sound disrespectful, but I don't know who they are.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I don't know who they are, and
Right.
that doesn't mean that I'm not sad that they're gone. But
Mm-hmm.
the level of mourning and the effect that has on me is not the same. And that's not to sound heartless or callous. It's just facts. People die every single day, right?
Yeah.
And some of them, it may sound jaded. It may sound like, like I don't care, but it's not. There's not enough bandwidth
Yeah.
in my body to be just devastated every time I hear about somebody dying,
Yeah.
because there's so many people that die every single day
Yep.
on the news. There's 7 billion fucking people on this planet. There's millions of people that die every single day.
Yeah, every
If
day.
I was outraged and like heartbroken and just devastated every time I heard about someone dying, I would be sad 24/7.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you'd lose your fucking.
Yeah, you
lose
would.
your shit.
It's not healthy, right?
And not to be disrespectful, but it's like, you grew up with Kobe.
Yeah,
you grew up.
I didn't
looking-
know Kobe personally, but I followed his entire life pretty much.
Yeah, you grew up looking up to him.
He had an
as-
impact on me.
Exactly.
Right.
The other people didn't, and that's
No disrespect to
yeah,
them.
none,
That
none.
it's completely
That's okay.
fucking different.
Yeah.
All right, but the level of personal connection that I have with them is not as high as it is with Kobe,
Exactly.
and I didn't know Kobe, so I can't, saying personal connection is weird, but like, the way we are nowadays, we're connected to people even if they don't fucking know us.
Exactly.
And so I'm legitimately sad. That doesn't mean that I'm not sad that those people died either.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm not like that, it doesn't like trigger that inside me doesn't mean that their deaths are any less relevant, or doesn't mean that I need to go out there and be like, I'm sorry, I don't know their names, right? So it doesn't mean that I need to be out there like R.I.P. ever XYZ, right?
Well, we didn't even know who they hadn't even
released him in last night.
There was actually a point when after it released that Kobe Bryant had passed away. There was a point where they actually had suspected that all of his daughters were on.
There was so much misinformation out there.
No one knew. Nobody knew yet.
And even going back to that whole damn fucking military thing. My aunt was in the Navy for over 20 years, and then she was in the Army for like 5 years. My other aunt is currently in the Marines, and she's been in the Marines for like the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Guess what? Neither of those veterans are upset at the fact that fallen soldiers don't get honored every single day, because in some respect they do, by their families and people who care about them,
the
people
people
who know
connected to them.
Yeah.
And which is why we also have days where we remember all of
they're national, right?
They're national government holidays and celebrations where we acknowledge the many people who have sacrificed their lives and who are better than us for doing so, right?
Yeah, like businesses fucking closed down.
We honor them.
to honor our fallen soldiers. So for you to sit there and take a day away from one of the most important role models in the fucking world,
and not even taking a day away, but for you to go out there and be like, why is everyone mourning him? Like,
right.
You should be mourning the servicemen. First off, it's not mutually exclusive. Like, just because you're mourning Kobe doesn't mean you can't also mourn the servicemen.
Exactly.
But unless you're personally out there mourning the servicemen every single time a soldier dies, I don't want to fucking hear it, because you don't know the name of the serviceman who died last.
Yeah.
You don't. I guarantee you that chick does not know that fucking name. And you know what? Fuck her for saying that. I know. Right? Like, because that's just so...
Yeah.
I have a lot. I'm honored to know a lot of military service members who are active duty and retired. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that all of them are not out there saying, why are we not remembering so-and-so and this service person when instead of Kobe? None of them do. You know why? Because
they're not doing it for that reason. They know what's going. They know, you know what I mean. These guys are doing. They know what they're getting their shit into. You know what I mean? Like
they sign up for a dangerous job.
They're not signing up
risks.
They're not signing up for it to be like, when I die, I want everyone to remember. You know what I'm saying?
That's not why they're doing it.
Right.
They're not. Yeah. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it for a cause greater than oneself.
Exactly.
Right. So they're not trying to make it about themselves. And all the military guys that I know, military guys and women that I know, a lot of them are actually mourning Kobe. Yeah. But I don't see you going on their page and telling them, "Oh, why are you mourning Kobe? You should be mourning your brothers and sisters who passed away." You do not have the right to tell somebody who they should mourn for and who they should not.
Absolutely.
It's not your fucking business. So you know what? Fuck that chick, and she fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And she's a terrible person. Even
Real
though
talk.
And honestly, you know what? Part of me honestly thinks she's honestly just doing this for clout. She's trying to get that little pat on the back, like, oh, she's for our servicemen. She's pro America. Yep. She's not doing it because she actually legitimately cares about our servicemen and women. She's doing that for some fucking social media credibility.
Exactly. And it even goes, you know what? And there's a lot of posts that I saw that, even besides just talking about other people, like there's a lot of posts that I saw that just seemed so ungenuine, like so just made up, like, here's my claim to fame, this is why, like, everyone's paying homage to Kobe, so I'm going to make up some story to pay homage to him as well, which that's fine, whatever, but it's like, me personally, I haven't posted anything about Kobe except for maybe on Facebook. Why? I don't really like basketball. I don't really follow basketball.
You're not gonna pretend that you were.
I'm not going to pretend like I'm a huge fan. I like the Lakers, but I also like the Bulls. I also like the Miami Heat. I really like any team. Was Kobe one of my favorites? Of course he was. He's one of everyone's favorites.
But
so
you
was
don't
Michael
have that-
Jordan.
you
so
don't have
was
that deep.
fucking Dennis Rodman was one of my favorite. But you know what I mean?
I
Like,
respect that.
But you
And-
don't have that big of a connection.
I don't
personally.
have that big of a connection to Kobe. Now am I bummed that he's passed? Absolutely, because regardless of my connection with him, I've seen everything that he's done for other people, the community, for the NBA world,
Yeah.
right? For the entire fucking association. Like, he has done so much and opened so many doors for so many people, and so many people look up to him. I can't help but feel bummed that he's
Be bummed
gone.
out.
But I'm not going to make a personal post about it because there's nothing personal to me about you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some
Right.
people are like, "Oh, I need to do this. I think this will get a lot of likes, or this will do this." And it's just like,
I'm
shut
sure,
up.
I'm sure
If
that
you're
there
dying-
were some people that I'm sure were posting just for the fact that it was a
Absolutely.
trending topic,
Yeah.
and they were trying to get some. But that's not my call to make that decision
It's
on
not,
people
yeah.
and say, "Oh, you had no connection to Kobe." That's not me. That's not on me, but to do. But
And all I can do is read a caption
Yeah.
and assume and read it and feel like maybe it's not.
yeah,
genuine.
and I mean, it might not be. It might be. You never know. But the end of the day, like, it's nobody else's business who you mourn or who you choose to mourn.
That's true.
And I said this before the podcast. Like, the other 7 people that died in that plane, their families, I'm sure, do not give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
That their names are not out there, and that you're not making a social media post, or that the news is not talking about the other 7 people. You know why? Because they're busy mourning their family
They're going
who's
through
just
their own
passed
pain.
away. All right. So you hopping up there like, "Oh, we need to talk about the other 7 people. Like, how dare we only talk about Kobe?" You know what? I don't see the fucking family members from those 7 people hopping up on the news saying, "Why are we not talking about so-and-so?"
Exactly.
You know why? Because they're mourning their fucking family. So take your high horse and fuck off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? Like, some people have bigger families than others.
yeah.
Well, and the thing,
Kobe had a couple million who could,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
They may not actually be family, but we
but
felt like family.
he's touched people as if they were family, and it's
Right.
and it doesn't mean that the other 7 who passed away or anyone who's passed away hasn't touched somebody, but the whole point is like, some people's families are bigger, man. Some people just affect more people than others. That's it. That's the bottom fucking line. Some people just fucking affect more people than others.
Well,
It
and-
doesn't mean anyone's more important than another person. Everybody mourns the same. Everybody gets sad when somebody close to them passes.
And-
So regardless of if they're famous or not, it doesn't matter.
And somebody like Kobe, it's inevitable that millions of people won't recognize the fact that he passed away, because exactly like you just said, he had millions of not only just fans and people that loved him and people that looked up to him. And the fact that he did not pass away of old age, of getting older, and he didn't die at the age of 80. He
Sad
died at the age of 41. He retired from the fucking league like a couple of years ago. He was still very relevant to the game, and you know what I'm saying. So that's why. So when you have people that are saying shit like that, which I don't even want to talk about anymore because that's pissing me off. But like, when you have people saying stuff like that, I'm like, are you? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
not
just,
only
like,
it's not only just his legacy that he left behind, but I mean, his daughter was an up and coming, basketball star.
13-year-old daughter.
She was gonna be a star,
His
dude.
13-year-old daughter, and of course she was. Of course she was going to be a star. And
never
touching,
will get to be now.
Touching back to the family, to the other family that passed away. My thoughts go out to them as well. But I'm sure that their family members don't want to be reminded every day about. You know what I'm saying? With Kobe, that was inevitable. That this wasn't going to be broadcasted, that this icon passed away with his 13-year-old daughter in a fucking helicopter accident.
sad shit.
That is horrible. And it was irrelevant. With the spotlight that he had on him, that was irrelevant. That's how that's going to be. He will be remembered for as long as we're alive, and probably lots and lots and lots of time after that.
Which, by the way, apparently, if that helicopter, so more shitty news, when the helicopter landed, apparently it exploded.
Yeah.
Like, apparently the actual helicopter, when landed, like when it crashed, like actually exploded. Like the helicopter exploded, which is the explosion is what killed everyone. they were saying that if the helicopter would have just to crash, that they probably would have made it out with like some serious injuries, but that's it.
Oh man, dude, yeah, that's so crazy, so scary. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty fucked up about it.
I don't trust helicopters, dude. You know what?
Helicopters are sketchy, dude.
He fucking rides them all the time. You know what I mean? Though for him, it was like.
But you know what? Like a couple years ago, do you remember Max and Ryan? They were a couple grades below.
Oh yeah. The from GP.
Yeah, so I went to school once again. You know that whole situation sucked. I wasn't very close with them, but it affected a lot of people in the community because they're big time track athletes and their parents did a lot in the community. So Max and Ryan went on a helicopter ride over the ocean. Well, something happened to the helicopter. The helicopter crashed into the fucking ocean, and the bodies were lost.
Yeah,
that's really and one was recovered. I don't think they ever fucking recovered the other one.
Helicopters are sketchy, dude. Like little things can affect them so greatly that like
it's just a shell with propellers on the top, dude.
And one of those propellers goes the wrong way.
Yep.
I wonder what. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever know, but I wonder like what happened. You know what I mean? Like I just.
It was super foggy yesterday, dude. We saw it when we were driving.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they were
LA.
saying there was some type of there was a fire inside of the of the plane.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
R.I.P.
Yep.
Rest in peace to the Bryants and
and everyone else that was involved in that too. Yeah. So, thoughts and prayers out to all the families involved.
Yeah.
It's sad. Kobe's going to be remembered for fucking. You know what I mean? The family, our thoughts go out to them, and that's all really unfortunate. Nobody should. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Kid, like 13-year-old girl dying. I don't know how old. I think the kids were all young too.
They were all around 13.
Fucking horrible.
I think they were all teammates.
Terrible, but yeah. So, anyways, it's sad, but.
Yeah,
let's
move on to something a little bit cheerier.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I know.
A little bit cheerier.
I know. I'm like over here drinking this beer, about to like cry. I'm like so sad, dude. But L.A.
Yeah, moving on.
The real reason why we were in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
We were there for the Los Angeles Fit Expo. Mm-hmm. We also were there for Iron Wars, which
Wes did not attend
Wes
was busy.
Getting busy.
Hey.
He was busy getting his dick wet.
I watched it. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, Jay got a little sneak peek.
I watched a little glimpse.
It was so funny. So we were down in LA. It was the three of us. It was Jeremiah and his girlfriend Michaela, Fit Maya, who was a guest a while ago.
If you guys haven't watched that episode, make sure to watch it. It was a cool episode.
So we were down there, had our Airbnb in the ghetto. We were not in the best area.
Nope.
That's like the second year in a row that I've booked it as an Airbnb and we've been in a shithole.
We did all right. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. It reminded me of Florida.
It was a very odd.
I would say it was actually a lot less ghetto and a nicer of an Airbnb than last year.
Oh, last year's Airbnb was hot garbage, and we were in a very sketchy neighborhood where nobody made eye contact with anybody.
So the Airbnb last year we stayed in. We by the way, the beds were way comfier at this Airbnb too. But we were next to like a market, and me and our buddy Matt, who came with us at the time, we were walking, and everyone, like the store clerks, like post up outside of their market, like watching people. Like, what the fuck is going?
Like they're making sure nobody steals,
and nobody like makes eye contact with anybody. It was like just a shitty. And we were far from everything.
And we were worried about like wearing colors outside.
Yeah, because part of the neighborhood we were in was just like fucking ghetto.
It was potentially a gang neighborhood.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were staying in Southgate this year, which it was. You know what I hate about Airbnbs though? This is a major pet peeve of mine. When I check into an Airbnb, I don't want to see the host. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see the host. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have any interaction with the host.
Yep.
I want to pretend like it's my own house.
Exactly.
And we got to this Airbnb, and it turns out it was a house in front of a house, and the people that own the house and were running the Airbnb were in the back house.
Just watching.
And their cars were in the driveway.
And
they were walking
First
past
of all,
us.
they had room to park in their back house, so it was bullshit that we couldn't park
in the driveway.
But so, fuck you guys.
We also shared a gate, so every time they came and left, we saw them. And and they would look into our house.
Oh, dude, they without a doubt saw me having sex in there. 200%.
Well, I know for a fact that you didn't close the blinds, so they definitely saw something.
There was at one point where it got so hot in there, I opened that front door. It was just hot in the house. Hot
So they're hearing.
And
Wait, so you opened the door and we're smashing?
Oh, dude,
in the living room,
100%.
The last night,
In the living room?
And in the living room, yeah, on the couch.
So there's like potentially kids walking by.
Yeah, dude, fucking Sanchez saw me. Whatever his name is. I don't know what their fucking
Hey,
names were.
so-
I'm just kidding.
racist.
I know. I mean, I'm just assuming. I don't know what their names were, but I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying.
You're just
Well,
assuming it
hey,
was
you know what?
Sanchez.
They didn't speak English. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying that it's.
Their names could
They
have
actually
been-
didn't speak English, which was really.
Yeah,
Yeah, the daughter spoke English.
Oh, she was the only one.
she was nice. She came and just said what's up real quick and
Sammy spoke Spanish to the dad.
right on.
Anyway,
Shout out to Sammy.
but yeah, so we were at there. So Wes stayed and got balls deep, while Jeremy, Fitmine, Michaela, and I went to Iron Wars.
In my can't really defend myself because Jay went to Iron Wars and we had not. So we drove up or down. We drove down
We drove
to. God.
It's a 12-hour drive.
Yeah, so I drove 24 hours this weekend in the car. Jay and
Jay sat his ass in the back seat for 24 hours.
No, I sat in the passenger on the way there.
Yeah.
And dude, we were doing all kind. We were so wide awake. That was the best car ride I think I've ever had.
that was so good. That first one there. Obviously, the second one, with everything going on, it was
the first 6 hours was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
The last couple were really
In the
rough.
second half of the trip, you're like, well, this was fun the first 6 hours. Now it's not so much fun.
We started running out of music to sing.
we were
started-
Nickelback jamming.
I started getting sick from all the energy drinks I was drinking.
We drank. No, you had like 6 energy drinks.
So I had to work a full day. So I worked like 10, 11 hours. During that time, drank like 3 bangs. Got into the car, popped a rain, drank that, crushed my second rain, and then crushed my third rain right before we got to LA, making it a total of 6 energy drinks, each individually having 300 milligrams
So you
of
had
caffeine.
1,800 milligrams of caffeine in one day. I'm pretty sure on the side of the rain can it says "Do not exceed 2 in one day."
yeah, and he had.
Like it's a fucking warning label.
he tripled that.
Well, my heart started to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, dude, you're like you didn't die on the fucking car ride.
There was a point where like we were talking to each other and we were like, yeah, dude, no, we're like, I'm like so fucking stoked for this trip, dude. Like honestly, like it's gonna like I'm so hey bro. Like I'd go like this and like give him a high five. I was like, dude, I'm so glad. Like
Me too,
we're
yeah.
almost there, dude. 4 hours to go, bro. Like we're literally like just counting the hours down. Dude, super cool. 3 hours and 55 minutes to go. I'm like sitting there with the maps like loaded up on my fucking thigh, like right here, and it's just like, and I would look at it and I swear it would like gain time. Like it's like it would. I was like, it was going down like so slow.
Every time a mile ticks off, you're like, we only got 500 miles to go.
One of these every time.
$4.99, dude.
Fucking high five every time, dude. Got this, bro.
Every time, man.
We got there and we mistimed it. Like, well, we just got there really early. Like, we got there so early, and I think that's what fucking just gassed me. Was we
Took
got
all the
there,
wind out of the sails.
took all the wind out of the
If we
sails.
would have gotten there at like 11:30, gotten to LAX at 11:30,
Oh, yeah.
it would have been fucking perfect because
Yeah.
Mooney got in at like 11:45. We
Right.
would have had time to park, and then as soon as we would have gotten out, everyone would have been getting out of their planes, and we could have just boom boom and never stopped at all. But the fact is, we stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know
for
why.
a couple hours.
I don't know why you guys didn't go to like the beach or something.
We didn't, dude. We were delirious. We were like, I don't know about Jay. Like, I don't know how. Honestly, dude. Like, I know I was having sex and stuff, but I don't know how Jay went to Iron Wars.
I started getting really fucking grumpy.
Well,
towards the end of
Jay
it.
got really mad at Iron Wars. Jay was like angry.
Well, he was,
Because
no, he's
like-
like tired.
Jay was like, he went through stages. He was like tired, and then he woke up and he was like super a little bit excited, and then he started getting tired again, and then he got hungry, and then he got really angry,
like I was like,
and then he
hungry.
got hungry. He got like happy again.
Were you just angry? Were you just angry from being hungry and tired? Were you
I was
just-
angry. Yeah, I was angry for being hungry and tired. So then I was kind of being rude to Kaya, and then Kaya was kind of being rude to me back because I was being rude to her, which made me more mad because I was super hungry and tired.
Yeah.
And then also I was really mad because Mooney Mooney was deadlifting and he was a heavyweight, and the middleweights that went before him, there were like 50 fucking people and they all were so different in strength. So they would put 500 pounds on the bar, then they would put 700 pounds on the bar,
Oh, so
then they'd go back down to 400 pounds,
Yeah.
and it literally took like 3 hours. And then Mooney's class got it done in like 40 minutes.
Right.
So Iron Wars, for those that don't know, is basically CT's gym, Iron Addicts gym in Signal Hill. Shout out to Iron Addicts and CT. Basically, they put on a competition every year. It's like trying to find the baddest dudes on the planet. Like, so they do bench press, they do squat, they do deadlift, they do like a long pause bench press, which is cool. And they do that. They give out a championship belt. It's pretty cool. It's a cool vibe. Like they bring in Lauren Fit or the DJ Lauren.
Oh, is
I
that
think
who
that's
that
her
is?
name? DJ Lauren. Lauren Fit maybe.
She a cutie?
She's cute. She's dating she was dating Chris Bell, Mark Bell's brother. I don't know if they're still dating.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
anyway, so yeah, they got a DJ, they got food truck. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
And like a lot of big time dudes do go there. Like Julius, who has the world record for bench press, he benches like 760 or something ungodly.
What does he weigh?
He's
boy?
a big fucking
He's a
dude.
big fucking
Him
guy.
and this other guy TD Smash, he benches over 700 too, and he's a massive fucking dude.
That's
He
so-
walks around in some fucking like overalls all the time.
Jeez.
And then there's some other big name. There weren't as many big name guys this year.
There were
Like
more
there were
competitors than
big
anything.
name competitors, but there weren't like big name like in the past. Like Bradley Martin has been there, Simeon Panda, like Jay Cutler was there this year though, which
He
was
was
cool.
there this year
Yeah,
and
this
last
year
year.
he's been there a couple of years. But like fitness celebrities, I guess there's not a whole lot
Kristen
besides
Noon
like
was there. Or Kristen
yeah,
Nunn was
Kristen
there.
Nunn.
One Leg Monster was there.
One-Legged Monster, CT obviously, Big Rob,
Samson.
Samson.
Tank.
I didn't actually really get a chance to say what's up to Samson.
I only saw Samson for a second, and then he.
He's looking big as fuck.
looking thick.
CT's boy?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, he's looking thick.
Saint Samson.
Saint Samson.
Pretty young too, right? He's like
He's
like 20.
I want to say
my
he's
age?
like Jeremy's age.
Yeah, I
No,
think
he's a little. He's like 25. I think he's
so
like
he's
one
like
year
around
older.
my
age. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was there. He was looking thick. CT looked good. Aside from he had something going on with his cheek.
Yeah.
He
Big
looked healthy,
Rob
though.
looked. Yeah, CT looked healthy. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see Kristen Nunn. I'll tell you what, dude. She's fucking jacked.
Let me tell you.
She is peeled.
So let me.
She's a baddie.
Let me just confess my feelings over here. I just have the absolute biggest crush on that girl. She is just such a
She's cute.
freaking.
She's cute.
She's a little fox, and not
She-
only that, she's just like. I talked to her for like 20 minutes or so. She is just like the sweetest
Oh,
human
she was super
being.
nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
And like, yeah, and she's super jacked. Like, there's literally nothing more you could want.
Yeah.
And she gets so much hate on Instagram. She is actually way prettier in person than she is on her Instagram.
And she's very pretty on
She is not as fucking outrageous looking as she looks.
Yeah.
Like she specifically makes herself like it's not like she's like lying to the people, but she takes like good angles,
she gets
good
that-
lighting, mid pump. Like she's jacked and she's got a lot of muscle, but she doesn't look like as as freakish and like weird as you might think that she does on Instagram. Like I think she looks good on Instagram too.
Yeah.
But like people, there's so many people like, oh, you look like a fucking man. It's like no, she's
my
actually
God.
really pretty.
Yeah, like
We
a
were-
fucking top tier athlete,
we were-
man.
we were-
She's like I mean, like, but in a good way, out of respect for like her muscle insert. Her back was crazy. Like, and when people need to realize, no matter like how much you weigh or whatever, when you're like lean like that and have that
Yeah,
nice
you look
quality muscle,
you look really
look-
really big.
especially when you get a pump too.
Yeah,
like
dude, she was doing curls for like 45
With
fucking
like
minutes.
the 40s.
Yeah, she was curling for days. I was like, God damn,
she's like, yeah, I don't.
that must be the secret.
She's just an absolute minx.
And her camera guy was super cool too. Like
our camera
she's
guy was
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
She's awesome, and so is he. The other guy.
Were you gonna say? Were you gonna say who wasn't cool?
I don't want to.
The other guy wasn't as cool, but we're not going to talk about
We're not
that.
going to talk about it.
But there was another guy that was with them that was not super friendly.
Nobody likes a hard ass. Okay, bitch.
I don't
I'll call you out.
Damn, dude. Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Wes is like, I wasn't even there, but you know what? Fuck that guy.
I wasn't even there. Apparently, he was rude to my friends. So I won't say his name. but-
He was not friendly. I was trying to be nice to him. Like,
Yeah.
I was the only reason. So I tried to talk to him because he looked like he was like nobody was talking to him.
Yeah.
Like
I was trying to talk to
obviously
him too,
nobody's going to talk to him because nobody knows who he is. Like they know who she is, so nobody was going to talk to him. He was kind of sitting there, and I was making a joke to him, and he just he
wasn't
kind of shrugged it
having it.
off, and like he was super short, like. Well,
Well,
not short physically, but
He was physically short.
well, physically he wasn't very tall, but he was short with his answer, and it just was not a friendly experience. And I was like, wow, man, that sucks because she's fucking awesome, and your camera guy's cool. Like, you're giving me like a really bad vibe. So, but
And
whatever,
mind
you know,
you-
we don't know. There might be maybe he had a shitty flight. Maybe something happened.
Okay. I didn't sleep for
Yeah.
24
But,
hours.
you know-
Hey, you know what?
That
At
was
least you
like-
guys got to meet her though, and she seems like she's really cool.
and that,
she's
but,
great,
but
yeah.
that goes back to what we always talk about at these expos. Like, yeah, you may not be you always need to be super friendly at these expos,
Yeah,
right?
'cause
Even
now
if
you're
you
on the
aren't-
podcast.
an event where everyone's coming to see you. Like, you know what I
even
mean?
if nobody's coming to see you,
Yeah.
you're meeting other people, especially if you're associated with a brand, which he's associated with her brand,
Yeah.
right? He may not be the face of the brand. You may not know who he is, but you're associated with it. So like,
Absolutely.
now I have a bad. It's not giving me a bad taste because I met her and I thought she was amazing.
Yeah.
But you're giving me a bad taste, which now every time I see you, I have a bad impression.
I'm
of
not
you,
gonna
right?
really like you.
Yeah. So and it goes back to like the fitness people, like fitness celebrities. Like you have to go to these expos and be friendly. You can't be a dick because people are coming out to see you, and people are going to get an impression of you, and you always have to leave them with a good impression.
Yeah, which by the way, who all did I meet that was just they were out? Really big shout out to Craig Goliath. Me and Wes went up and talked to him. I've been saying peak check forever. So he was such a down to earth
Peak
dude.
check.
He wasn't like the kind of guy to rush conversation. Like he was super cool with just standing and talking about whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Also big shout out to Casey, aka One Leg Monster. He was a really
He's always
cool-
been a nice guy.
He's super down to earth. If you guys don't know who that is, he's
a monster.
He's a military vet. Leg got blown off in the war, and now he's a fucking absolute beast.
I was bummed he was supposed to deadlift with us.
Yeah.
But he didn't deadlift because it took so long.
Yep.
So that was part of the reason I didn't really have like I didn't get a chance to branch out too much at Iron Wars because I was so focused on like deadlifting and I didn't know when I was going to have to go. So I was like, oh, I need to I don't know when I need to start warming up. I need to start eating. I need to start stretch because I've been on a plane and I've been in Vegas for like a week. Like I need to stretch. So I was like so antsy about that and like the time frame and not knowing when I was going to go. So I kind of stuck to myself. I didn't go meet a ton of people. So I was a little bummed about that. But it was a cool experience. Like we got to see our boy Jimmy, also another podcast guest. We talked to him. Maybe we'll get him back on the podcast. He showed up with 1 million fucking people as part of his team.
All of Arizona.
He brought basically the state of Arizona with him.
Big shout out to
How strong.
How strong. Yeah. Cool guys. Jimmy's a great guy. Yeah.
It's cool the movement he's starting. Like I've met him. He's been at Iron Wars every year that I've been, and the first year he came up to Rob and me, and he was like, "Oh man!" Like he followed us on social media, and he came up and he's stoked to meet us. And then like obviously we've been friends since then. And every time I see him at Iron Wars, he's there with a bigger and bigger and bigger crew that he's like creating, and it's cool. It's cool to see the movement that he's starting because he's a good dude. He's a strong motherfucker. I think he deadlifted like 7 something at like 215.
Yeah, he deadlifted like 705 or something like
705,
that.
I think.
215,
Yeah.
216.
Big shout out to fucking James. If anybody doesn't know, pulled 725, right?
Yeah, so man, that was so. The heavyweight group first off weighed 271, which was wow, getting fat as hell. I spent a week in Vegas before this, so I think that's part of the reason why I was 270.
You were 270 then?
I weighed 271.
What the frickin' flip? I didn't know that, dude. What the? I thought you were like 250 right now.
No, I thought I was going to be like 258, but I weighed in at 271.8.
Shit.
So I was like, but I was fully clothed, wearing my shoes.
Yeah.
And after a full day of eating.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that I was maybe like 263, which I'm hopeful that that's what I am, and I hope I'm not 272. But yeah, I weighed in 272. So I was in the heavyweight group, which was like, oh shit, I'm in the heavyweight group. So now there's a bunch of fucking monsters that are there because basically the heavyweight group was 250 and above.
Some big
So
boys.
that is a large range of people. There was some massive dudes in my group.
Yeah.
So I was like nervous as hell. And so we were warming up. Like I was just sitting there, like talking to one of the other guys that was in the group, and we're like, "Shit, dude! Like, when are we gonna go?" Like it was already 9:30, and they were still on the middleweight group. And I was like, "Fuck, man! Like it's gonna be like 10 o'clock by the time." So it was like 10 o'clock by the time that they called our group.
Yep.
So the way it works at Iron Wars is you call out all 3 attempts that you're going to do. You set your opener, you set your second attempt, and your third attempt, right? And so they called it out, and I was like, oh, shit, all right, here we go. We're going to start warming up. No, it's not. When they called our group, it was not, oh, we're going to warm up now. It was, oh, we're going to hit your openers now. So
Damn.
I don't know about this, but I set my opener at 655 fucking pounds. So basically, the idea was, oh, James, you're up. It's 655. That was it. Like no warm up at all.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I had done a
That's
little
crazy.
light mobility, and I had taken my pre-workout, and it was like, oh, James, you're ready for your opener? And I was like, what?
Did they have like an area to like?
No, there was no nobody.
That's
pulled,
fucking gnarly.
Nobody pulled any weights before that, and so I was a little nervous to say the
That's part of
least,
their
right?
thing, though. Maybe that's part of their thing.
That was-
Kind of like, no, you just
That was
pull it.
from when Jeremy went. It was kind of the same because what you jumped in at like what 315 on
No,
the
I
squat?
jumped in at 405.
Oh, so Jeremy jumped in at 405.
At this time, I could barely squat 500 pounds.
So-
like, wait,
so-
this one you did? it?
No,
last year.
it was
I was gonna say, no
2 years.
sleep.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Damn.
2 years ago, he jumped in and it was 405, and it was like, oh
warm-up.
shit,
No food.
But I had you do some bodyweight squats before, so
Yeah.
technically you were warm.
Warm enough to jump
But
right into
I
400
liked how
pounds.
they did that one because when you went 2 years ago, it was basically the last man standing. Like they would put a weight on the bar.
Yep.
If you hit the weight, you were good. If you didn't hit the weight, you were out.
Yep.
So it was
they
basically-
they went 405, 500, 600, 700.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, they took 100-pound jumps, and if you hit the weight, you were good.
Yep.
If you missed it, you were out.
Yep.
And that was dope. That was sick. That was cool to see
was
because
gangster, yeah.
you got the legit person that was strongest as hell.
Yep.
Right. So the way they did it this time, it was calling out 3 openers or 3 attempts. So I get up there. The guy that I was talking to before, he set his opener hella low because he was like, I'm not like he anticipated this. He was
Right.
like, I'm gonna set my opener at like 500.
Yeah.
So he went 500, and then his next attempt was going to be somewhere in the 6s. So Big Rob was running it, and Big Rob called. He's like, all right, James. And I was like, oh shit, like this is me. And so I go. And I was like, I was nervous as hell because I was like, this is 655 pounds. It ended up being 505 because he read my weight wrong. So it had 500 pounds on it. I was like, oh, it was still a little difficult. I didn't feel great about it, but it moved. And I was like, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, that was 500. What do you want for your second attempt? I was like, well, no, that wasn't supposed to be my first attempt.
Yeah.
My first attempt was 655. He's like, oh, my bad. I'll give you another one. But in my head, I was mentally fucked at this point. I was like, 655 sounds like a lot, dude. And 500 didn't feel amazing.
Just casually another 150 pounds on there.
500 did not feel great. So I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, can I change that? Can we just make that like 605 or something? Like, because that didn't feel great.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, yeah. So he put it at 600, and I hit that. And then my original plan was I wanted to go somewhere in the 740 range. But I was like nervous as hell now. So I was like,
Yeah.
605, moved all right. Didn't feel amazing either.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go like 655. I'll do that as my second attempt. And I hit that. I smoked that. That was easy.
Nice.
And then I was like, well, shit. Now, like, I want to try to win this, right?
Right.
Like, so I picked my third attempt at 725. And there was this one other really big guy. He's like 6'4", like 300 fucking pounds. That dude was gigantic.
He was a very big fucking
From
dude.
Jimmy's team. His name's
God.
Keith. I forget what his Instagram is.
Probably also in the NFL.
But he looked like a defensive end in the NFL.
Yeah,
like
probably
dude
is,
was
dude.
gigantic, and he had some big old arms.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And so it was coming down to like me and him, I think, because everyone else was like setting their third attempts like in the 700 range, but like I was like, I'm going like high.
And
I'm
most
gonna
everyone failed. their
yeah,
third
and
attempts.
pretty much everyone failed their third attempt, except for a couple guys hit 700. But
Yeah.
so I was like 725, and I was like, even that, I was saying that like 655 moved really well. I was like, all right, I can maybe get 725. So I said 725, but even then I was like, ooh, I don't know about that, dude. That's a 70-something pound jump right now, and I don't feel that great.
Yeah.
But I was like 725, and then Keith set his third attempt, and I heard it, but I wasn't 100% sure. Jimmy basically took my second attempt, and he chipped me. So he's like, what's the he asked Rob, he's like, what's the highest one number? And he said 725. He's like, all right, let's go 730. And I was like, I thought I heard it, but I wasn't sure. But I also didn't know how it was going to work out. Like, how does this work? Like, is it just like whoever pulls that, or like, are we getting like a fourth attempt? Like, if it's close, like if we both smash our third weight, like do we? So I was like, I didn't even worry about it. I was like freaking out about pulling 725 in front of all these fucking people, and then I pulled it, and I was stoked. I was fucking.
That's a 25 pound.
It was a 20-pound PR.
Yeah.
With no straps. Last time when I pulled 705, I had straps, so everyone's gonna say that didn't count. But so I smoked 725. That was fucking rad.
Yeah.
And then Keith comes up and he hits 7. He ended up doing 735, and he pulled it. It was slow at first. I was like, oh, he might not get it. Like, I wasn't rooting for him to fail, but I was like, he might not get it. Like, I might win this. And then he just locked it out like hella fast. I was like, fuck. And then Rob's like, all right, we're done. And I was like, wait, what? Like, can I get a fourth? Like, because like in my head I was like 725 wasn't that bad. Like, I could,
if you could squeeze out 740,
if I could go 745, or if I had stuck with my initial fucking plan, which was go 745, I would have been fucking fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I ended up getting second place, which was lame.
Still okay though. Still not.
I got a medal, but I was not stoked because I wanted that fucking championship belt. And when CT Fletcher called fucking the first place person, there was fucking fireworks in the fucking gym. Like, fireworks went off in the fucking gym. They had these sparklers behind the DJ. Like, this shit exploded, and he got a fucking belt. And I was like, what the fuck? I want that. That should be me right now. I was angry.
Where did this guy come from?
This fucking Keith.
Keith, strong man.
So basically, but I'm not like, shout out Keith. Keith did his thing. Like, well, he didn't do anything wrong.
Jimmy
fucked me. Fucking Jimmy.
Like,
you know what? Hey man, we drove down. You couldn't just let us have it.
well,
you know,
to be fair,
he apologized to me after. He's like, dude, I'm sorry I had to chip you. I was like, well, I was like, well, you're never coming on the podcast.
You're like, yeah, whatever. You're like, yeah, whatever.
He's like, please let me back on the podcast. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And basically, all it did was, like, Rob came up. He's like, dude, I'm sorry, man. Like, that sucks. But I was like, I told Rob, I was like, I'm gonna just come back next year. I'm gonna deadlift over 8. So,
there you go.
And he's like, yo, you pulled over 8, you'll win.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking win this shit next
You're
year.
like, well, then expect me to pull.
Well, expect me to be here and then he's like, and we won't make the heavyweights go last, because that was an issue. So they put the heavyweights last, which makes sense in theory, right? You go lightest to heaviest, but the heaviest guys were pulling the biggest fucking weights, and by the time all the heaviest guys went, pretty much like half the people in the gym had left.
Yeah.
So you would think that they'd want the heaviest weights when the most people are there, because people like to watch people pull heavy deadlifts.
Right.
As opposed to watching, like, no offense to women, right? Or small dudes, like under 170, 180 pounds. But, you know, watching somebody pull 500 pounds is not as exciting as watching someone pull 700 something pounds, right?
This is like
there were some strong women there that were pulling 500,
and
it was cool. And there were some light guys that were pulling 500, but just in the general sense of things, like, the average person watching a deadlift would rather watch someone pull over 700 than watch somebody pull 500.
Yeah.
So just from an entertainment standpoint, you want to have the heavier guys go early, so people can stay entertained and stick around longer and spend more money and all that type of shit.
We're gonna go next year. I'm gonna come to Iron Wars this time.
You gonna bench?
Even if I have to, I will fucking I'll throw up. By then, I'll throw up.
There was a dude there that benched 315 for fucking 30 reps.
I was gonna say I'll put that up once.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a dude that benched 315 for 30 reps, and there were like several people that benched over 700
Not a
pounds. It
snowball's
was
chance in hell.
Their bench competition is a very stiff one.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god! Yeah, if
Nowhere
you
near-
aren't a world record holder, don't go to
I
the World
watched
Iron Wars to compete.
who was the dude that I saw on either I think it was on Fit Michaela's story or Jeremiah's story. I think it was 675.
That was Julius, I believe.
And multiple times, right? Did it multiple? I don't think he did it once. I think
I think he might have done it for a double.
I think he pot. Well, I guess you'd have to pot. You'd pot I'm not even kidding.
That was like his warm up.
It was like it was crazy fast.
It was
that
his
bar
opener.
speed was stupid.
Yeah, Julius is a goddamn monster.
Oh, was he the one who walked by us when we were standing next to Tank and everybody thought we were in that line?
No, that's TD Smash.
That dude was big
That dude's
too.
a monster.
That dude's also a monster.
Yeah.
Shout out to both of those dudes.
Yeah.
Some strong motherfuckers.
Then
in
there
the
was
world,
that dude,
Jeez.
Ndio Champ.
Indio Champ was there.
You know who
yeah.
that is? Mm-mm. He works. He's. I think he's from Africa. I think he is African.
Yeah.
Because he has a very strong
Indio.
African accent, and he goes boom.
He did a lot of.
He is a goddamn monster.
He's a freak. He did a lot of. Used to do a lot of videos with Larry Wheels.
Yeah,
before
Larry Wheels.
moved to
Okay.
Dubai.
With him, Black Tom Cruise, and Larry Wheels.
Oh,
He has like a man bun with dreads.
Is he like stupid jacked?
Oh, he is
jacked.
Like-
he's probably 240 fucking pounds and 0%.
Yeah,
body fat.
no, he's like okay. I know who that is.
He is negative 1% body fat.
I know who that guy is for sure.
He's super fucking.
He's
crazy.
that
And he was over there just like talking so much shit. He was just at the bench press. Like he had like $40. He's like, whoever can bench 315 for the most reps
Yeah.
or whatever. And some dude did it and he got like 15. And then he hops over there and he's like fucking throw 405. He hits 405 like nothing. The dude was benching. He put like $40. He slapped $40 on the dude's chest,
Yeah.
and the dude failed. And he didn't help the dudes at all. The side spotters got it. He just grabbed the money. He's like, "Who's next?"
fucking
Just no chill.
jeez Louise. God,
But
That's
he's
crazy.
he's a monster. That dude is gigantic. If you don't know who he is, look him up on Instagram.
Yeah, that dude's crazy.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
I've seen him work out. I've seen him in Larry's videos. That's how I know who
he
he
is.
is.
Stupid jacked.
Crazy.
If I looked like him, I would never wear a t-shirt ever.
Dude, that's what I'm saying is these
Ever.
dudes like him and like Larry Wheels that walk around without their shirts on and they're fucking pretty lean, they're huge, and they just move weight. Like, those are the dudes that are like, I'm like,
He doesn't even look real.
oh yeah, he's crazy.
He looks like a goddamn cloud.
Yeah.
Like he's just fucking like basketballs on his fucking shoulders.
yeah, dude's a monster. That dude's an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Either way, next year though, I was gonna say next year we're flying.
Yo,
Because
100% we're flying.
I was
next
thinking
year.
about it and I was like, okay, it was like $100 in gas in my car there, $100 back. That's like a $200 flight,
Yeah,
which
but that's,
I would.
That's $200 though split between us.
True. That's true. But yeah, true.
If we could get a cheap flight, the problem is Uber fucking sucks, dude.
Uber.
having the car actually was.
We'll
having-
get to that Uber thing in a second.
Wasn't having so having the car maybe was actually
Yeah, but we could maybe rent a car. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, Blast House is popping next year, and we
we're
can
gonna
afford
fucking
to fly.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like this drive.
Or the
is-
podcast takes off, and people are like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I feel like our episodes have been getting just better and better. So.
yeah."
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was Iron Wars. We did that. That was cool. And then we went to Fit Expo the next day.
Fit Expo was good. Did you guys have a good time? Did
I
you
had a really fun time. One of my highlights was meeting the one and only Elliot Hulse.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Elliot.
Strength camps, right?
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know Elliot is now currently what does he consider himself? He considers himself like a guru,
Like a mind
like
coach?
a mind guru, like a lifestyle coach type of thing. But if you don't know him, then look him up because he's just a badass dude.
He's one of the
He's an-
YouTube.
he's
like,
an OG.
OGs.
He's an
Yeah,
OG
exactly.
of fitness YouTubing and vlogging. Since I picked up a dumbbell, I was watching CT Fletcher videos and Elliot Hulse videos. So Elliot's been a really big, not just inspiration in terms of like fitness, but he's been a big inspiration in me in terms of just getting shit in gear because he answers a lot of questions that when I was growing up had. So it was nice for him to basically say, "Stop being a bitch." Yeah,
Right.
So I got to meet him, and he was such a fucking cool dude.
Yeah.
I was absolutely ecstatic to meet him. We took a picture.
I used to follow him a lot
Yeah.
back in like the early days, like when he was first starting his channel and
Strength
stuff.
camps and stuff.
I stopped following him though. I don't remember why I stopped following him, but I stopped following him like probably like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
And so like when you went over to meet him, I was like, that'd be cool to say what's up to him. But like at that point, I was like, I don't like have a connect. Like I don't want
Yeah.
to be like a fake person, and
Yeah.
I also don't want to just go up and be like, hey man, can I get a photo? Like,
Yeah, like you
I
haven't-
want to have like a personal connection
Yeah.
with somebody. And so I was like, like it'd be cool to say hi to him. Like I shook his hand and everything, introduced myself,
Yeah.
but I didn't like try to force a photo or force a conversation, because like I don't want to be that guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I respect him, but I don't have like something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you didn't like grow up.
Somebody's got a fucking Audi R8 outside.
You didn't like grow up like watching his videos. And
Well, I did. I watched his videos for a long time,
Oh, but
but
then
like I
just
don't
like-
have anything like I could go
Yeah.
back and be like, hey man, like the Kobe Bryant thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I respect him. I know the impact that
Yeah.
he has on people, but it's like I don't have that connection with him.
Yeah.
and I don't want to fake it and be like, hey dude, I listen to your videos all fucking time. Like no, I haven't watched your videos in 10 years. So,
It's always so interesting to me going to these expos and stuff like that. Like my first Olympia versus how I am now. Like
Yeah.
completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, I don't have millions of followers or whatever, but I'm very particular about like who I want. Not because I'm embarrassed or because I don't want to go up and talk to people or wait in their lines and stuff like that. I think that's all cool, but like I'm very particular about like who I actually want to take the time to go
Yeah.
get a picture with now. You know what I mean? Elliot's a cool one. He's a YouTube OG. I remember I was watching his videos, Christian Guzman. I was watching like Mark Fit. This was like 2013. I don't know. It was like a while ago. It was like when I was like kind of first starting to kind of work out a little bit and stuff like that. But somebody like John, who I just like have like a little bit of like a connection with, like I'll go take the I wanted to go take the time to actually, like, his line wasn't crazy, but I just wanted to
Skywalker,
go
yeah.
say what's up to him. And
you also probably didn't need to wait in his line, but you chose to wait in his line.
out of respect, I just like, that's another thing we can touch on too is I think I could have just went up
Like
and
you know John, and we've partied with John,
Yeah.
and John knows us,
right.
Like you could have gotten away with, you more so than like me. Like I couldn't do that, but because I'm not cool with him and I don't really talk to him that often. But like you talk to him on a regular basis, so you could have easily walked up to him and been like, "Hey, John," and like skipped his entire fucking line.
Right. Well, and it's not like those dudes were going to say anything to me. I just was like, you know what? Out of respect for like, these guys who are just waiting in line to talk to him, who are going to go up to him and just say, I already know what they're going to go up to him and say to him. They're like legitimate, fans of
Yeah.
fans of him, and they admire his physique, and they probably they take it, they use the products and stuff there of the unnatural labs and stuff like that. I was like, I wanted to just go up to him and just say, hey, bro, like, I hope like I respect the shit out of you for like what you did. Like I wanted to like him to like I wanted to wait in line to tell him that because that's how I really felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And also, like, yeah, like you would have felt bad if you had walked up there and like had like a long ass conversation with him while those dudes are just waiting.
right.
You know what
The
I mean?
only time I don't really mind is CT.
Yeah, I don't mind with CT because
So, yeah.
CT's line is also ridiculous, and
Yeah.
we know CTE.
We
and,
know CT pretty well,
and
so
and we don't take a long time with him. Like because we acknowledge the fact that hey, like he's
Yep.
busy, he's here for something else. Like we can talk to him some other time, but like we made it quick, right? So I think that's okay. But if you're gonna walk up there and like skip somebody's line and say what's up to somebody that you know, but like you're gonna have like a long ass conversation, like I don't know. I feel bad doing that because I don't like
just a little
because I don't want those people to
disrespectful.
look at me and be like, because I'm not well known enough to
Yeah.
get away with that. Like if I was like Bradley Martin, I was walking up to fucking Skywalker and like,
Yeah.
hey, and skipped his line, people would be like, oh shit, that's Bradley Martin. Like,
Take as long
but
as you
me,
need.
I'm like a normal. They don't know me necessarily, so they're not gonna they'll be like, why is this dickhead skipping the line? And then they're gonna see me later on promoting my shit, and they'll be like, you know what, fuck that guy, he skipped me in line.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, damn, the brand suffered because I couldn't wait in line 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think it's just funny. I just think it's like funny, like situations like that. Like obviously nobody knows like who the fuck I am, and like I'm sitting there like talking to John, and I guess Jeremiah was like, yeah, there were like a couple kids in the line. They're like, what are they talking about? They're like, what are they talking about? And I was like, well, we were almost wiener cousins, but we're not. Dude.
That's in the vlog, by the way. That's going in the vlog.
My God, I did not realize how funny that was until I heard him say, "Nah, I don't play that shit, bitch." Like talking about I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Shout out to my ex-girlfriend. Fucking just like, so anybody who doesn't know that story, my ex-girlfriend hit up John Skywalker a little bit after her and I had broke up, and he obviously doesn't know that that's my ex-girlfriend or anything. We didn't have any pictures or anything posted like that, and so I had reached out to John. I was like, "Hey man, it's kind of fucking me up a little bit. That's like my I like loved her. Like that's like my ex-girlfriend, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna unfollow you." Like I told her, I was like, and that sounds stupid.
That sounds stupid, but it's also like just keeping it real. Like you're a fan of his, and
Yeah.
you're just saying, dude, like
I was like, so you know what? And I was saying it like, hey, do your thing. Like
you're not telling him like don't have sex with this girl.
Yeah, that's not what I was telling him. I wasn't gonna be like, please, please. I'm like, I'm a realist. You know what I mean? I'm like, do your thing out of like how I feel about it. I was like, I'm gonna unfollow you. So, and I'm sorry. Not even kidding, like the message thread, like still there. He immediately responded like a bro. I was on my way to the gym. I was like lifting to the gym. It was before I even bought the car for me. I was like lifting to the gym. I was so sad. I was like lifting to the gym, like depressed as fuck.
You're about to get a killer arm session.
Dude, the fattest. That's what I did. That's what I did. Did a fat arm session. And I remember, excuse me. I remember he responded and he's like, "Bro, who's your ex?" He's like, no. He's like, who? He said, "Bro, who the fuck is your ex?" And I showed him. And anyways, he's like, he blocked her. He immediately blocked her. And he's like, "I don't play that shit."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't fucking do that shit." He's like, you got to tell me who your ex is, dude. He's like, "I get hit." I know he does. He gets hit up all the time. He's like,
his DMs are probably stupid.
his DMs are insane. So anyways, shout out to John. That I thought that was and I even messaged him after it too. He's like, "Hey bro, like thanks for coming by." Like when I posted that picture of us on my story, and you know what I mean? It's just little things like that. I didn't tell him to do that.
No.
I didn't tell him to do anything. You know what I mean? And the fact that he did that, I was like, "Bro, I'm gonna follow you right back." And I did. I unfollowed him like quickly, and then I refollowed him, and I was like, "I appreciate you, bro." So shout out to John.
John's a real one. He gets a lot of hate on social media, and a lot of people don't vibe with him because he is so party lifestyle and steroids and all that.
I think if they were to meet him though,
but he keeps it
really
real,
cool.
and he's a nice fucking dude.
He's funny. That was my first time ever meeting him. I didn't really talk to him too much, but he was like a super.
He's a real
cool
dude.
Yeah.
And that's very rare in the fitness industry. We were talking to Tank. Like there's a lot of dudes out there. There's a lot of stupid drama. There's a lot of people out there that don't give a fuck about you and only want to talk to you if you have something to offer them. There's a lot of people out there that are kind of scummy enough for themselves. Mm-hmm. And so when you see and meet these guys that are real ones, you gotta keep them close, because like there aren't that many of them.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of fucking shitty people in this industry.
No, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, John could have fucking blown. You know what I mean? Like we partied with John and stuff like that, but John could have fucking blown me off and just been like, "Whatever, dude," and fuck my.
I'm gonna get my dick wet.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
And I'm going to look at your profile while I do it.
Yeah, dude, another one sent me a fucking snap of it and whatever, dude. You know what I mean? And if that was the case, I probably would have walked up to him and beat the fuck. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And you would have taken a huge L because he's a massive dude.
He's a lanky guy. He
had those platform shoes on. He was looking about 6'10".
Homeboy's about 7'4", in case anybody doesn't know how tall he is.
He towered over.
He is a really tall guy.
You like how I went with the back-to-back pick?
And he made you look small.
Well, I'm not looking very big right now, but it's okay. It's all good. We're coming back. I'm not even gonna talk. Not even gonna talk about it anymore. I'm just gonna do it.
Just do it.
You guys know. You guys know what I got. I'm aesthetic. I'm not very big, but I got some symmetry. It's coming.
Let's see
it's coming.
Who else did we fucking see?
Tehran.
Well,
that was more of my
you.
backflip redemption.
Cool. So redeemed your backflip thing.
Did redeem. Yeah. So I was
hopefully you get some followers this time because last time you just got a lot of people laughing at you for almost breaking your shit.
In case anybody didn't see that video, I got a picture with Tehran, then we got a video together. It's on his page. If you want to watch it and laugh at me, I snapped my shit up. Like
you were limping that night.
Oh, it was bad, man. I did a backflip and I hit it. I stuck it, but I hyper extended my knee and rolled my ankle. I don't know. It was bad. But anyways, I redeemed it. The video's dropping soon. So yeah.
On his page.
On my page. Yeah. It's on his. Sorry.
It'll be on Terrence's page. Who else did we see? We saw Logs.
Yeah,
Logs is good. Look, does he have the greatest skin of all time, or
That
like
man is
what?
absolutely glowing.
He glows, dude.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even look. He looks like a goddamn tatted up Ken doll,
Like a
like
Xerxes.
like plastic skin. Like that shit is glistening.
Yeah, I always love talking to him. He's really motivating, and like it's cool. Like he was telling you guys like you guys could have buried me with that review. You know what I mean? The first review on his supplement line and stuff like that. What was his pre-workout?
Yeah, when he first launched his pre-workout, we saw him in LA.
Yeah.
And he had just launched his pre-workout. He gave us a container. He gave us all containers. And he's like, "Hey man, like try this stuff out. Let me know." Like, and so Jeremy and I, we tried it out. We did a review video on YouTube. Did really well, got a lot of views, and he's like forever grateful for that. Like, and that's another real fucking dude. Like,
he is a really cool,
he's one of the
he's a
realest
cool-ass
fucking dudes
guy.
in the
Yeah.
industry,
Yeah.
and he's killing the game, and I'm so fucking proud of him.
Shout out to him and his beautiful wife Nikki Heaton.
Yeah,
Man.
about to have a
They're
little
both just
baby.
they're just a beautiful couple.
Prettiest fucking couple in the world, dude.
Yeah.
That kid is about to be a fucking model out the womb.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
it'll be a good kid. It'll be a good looking kid for sure.
But he's fucking awesome. And we were talking about the gym, right? Like I was asking him about his gym. He's talking about how like when he had a gym and he closed it, and like he was talking about all these people like hating on him, like, oh, you're not successful, you couldn't keep your fucking gym open, blah blah blah. Like, meanwhile, he's making all these fucking moves, like, and that's one of the biggest things I take from him is like. You can make all like he doesn't post a lot on social. He posts a lot on social media, but he doesn't post a lot of like in-depth shit.
What he's got going on,
and he keeps that shit kind of close to his chest, and so he's like he's just working away, and he's fucking killing it now. Because he's like, dude, I had all these moves planned, and I didn't want to tell people yet, so he basically kept it all quiet, and then he popped out with a fucking Lambo. He's like, oh, I'm not killing it. All you fucking haters.
That Lambo was really an Aventador or something like that.
And so we were bonding over that because like when we closed the gym, like I got a little bit of the same, like not necessarily hate, but people are like, oh shit, not doing too well.
Oh,
like
James must not
you
be
couldn't
doing
keep the
well.
gym open, like right.
Yeah.
So, but that was because we were getting ready for Blast House. So it's like, but
And anyone who doesn't really know, too, in case you haven't really like watched a lot of videos and stuff like that about people who like actual like gym owners and stuff like that, reality check, you don't really make a ton of money when you open
very
a gym.
few gyms make a lot of money.
And so like keep that in perspective. Like like if somebody's opening a gym, they're doing it because it's like that's what they're passionate about. They want to have a gym that their homies and people can come.
But
train
you're not
at
going to
them
get
and
rich. Most of them aren't going to get rich.
Yeah, that's
ROI on a gym, on opening up a gym in terms of like from a business aspect, usually ROI is pretty small. Really fucking small.
But anyway, it was cool to talk to Logs and see him.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
Saw our good friend Eric the Electric.
Big E.
Big shout out to Eric, man. He's
did a
just
marathon.
He's always, ever since I met him, he's always been like a really cool dude. Fun fact for all you listeners: my girlfriend Kaya is actually a huge Eric the Electric fan, and I had no idea until we started dating. And I was like, wait a second. I'm buddies with him. Like we're like friends. And so when we met up with him, I FaceTimed my girlfriend and surprised her with him, and she was just all super fucking embarrassed and stoked about it.
He's a good fucking dude.
It was really cool. Him and his girlfriend are great. They just moved.
They're not in LA area anymore.
No, they're in San Diego.
They're in San Diego.
Oh, that's cool.
But I think they moved in together.
Yeah.
Oh, nice,
I think
nice.
that was the move.
The Electrics.
Yeah. But yeah, he's killing it. He's doing good. Over 1 million on YouTube.
Yep.
It's always interesting talking to these guys with like huge channels, because he's talking about how like he's like the money's not the same anymore. The algorithms all change. It makes you feel better because we have that conversation and it's like, well, maybe our content just sucks. And then we're like, oh wait, no.
It's just shit changes.
It goes across the whole. You could have 30,000 followers, or you can have 1 million fucking followers. And it's the same fucking thing.
Same complaint,
Same
man.
issues and complaints from everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then who else do we see? We saw
Your boy,
Big John Anderson with
John Anderson.
the biggest traps in the world.
my goodness,
It was
That
good
guy's
seeing John. John was working at the Muscle Egg.
Yeah, tried to get me to buy a muscle leg.
Yep.
he's like, buy this muscle leg. And I was like,
Sales
or no, it
pitch.
wasn't muscle leg. It was Lana's egg whites or whatever.
He was probably just so
It's the
like,
unflavored egg whites.
he was
And I was like, well, these are just egg whites, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're great, but they're just egg whites. I'll go to Costco and get mine. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But John's always cool. We'll probably have him on the podcast again.
He loves being on the podcast.
He just loves talking.
He loves to talk.
Yeah.
But we had an interesting conversation. He was talking about how he doesn't talk about fitness stuff anymore. He still talks about fitness, but he talks about like wild shit like with his family.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, because he's realizing that the value is not just in fitness. Like you got to brand yourself and create this connection with people.
Exactly.
It applies across just fitness, outside of just fitness. What else?
Oh, who was it? Just was thinking of who that we saw.
Oh, Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
Dude, we saw like pretty much everyone that's been on our podcast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we've seen almost all our guests we saw
We ran into Adam. Adam was good.
Hung out with him for
We
a
were
little
supposed to
bit.
go out with him, but he passed out.
Probably.
And then he wanted to get breakfast the next morning, and I was like, dude. First off, didn't wake up when he texted me. Woke up like an hour after he texted me, and he was like, let's get breakfast. And I was like, oh.
You're like, I was about
I
20
don't
shots.
know if we can make it to you before the expo, dude, because he's working the expo, so he had to be there at
right.
like 10, and it was like 9:30 when we like were actually able to go anywhere, and so I was like,
And
I don't
was
think we're gonna make
fucking
it, dude.
Smashed.
Yeah, you threw up in the
I
car,
threw up in the car like twice.
but
Not
we'll
in
get to the night. We'll get to the night.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Who
in
else
a
did we see
second.
at the expo though?
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. Big Nietzsche. Shout out to Big Nietzsche.
Nietzsche's
Nietzsche
a
and I
cool
are going to collab, actually.
That's dope.
If you don't know who he is, follow him. It's NEECHI, I believe. Big Nietzsche on Instagram. Fucking also another gigantic, jacked dude.
He is super fucking jacked.
And I remember I met him.
He's a nice guy.
I met him the first year at Iron Wars that I was there, and he was just blowing up, and now he's blowing up. He's massive on Instagram and social media. But
He's a strong dude,
yeah,
too.
he's out in Texas. He's like, dude, we should collab. So
Yeah.
we're gonna collab, and we'll get out there, see Remington, and
Nietzsche's
fucking collab
also-
with him. Yeah, he's a cool ass fucking dude though. Super fucking jacked.
Is there like someone else? There was like somebody else
Guzman's
that I
out in
can't
Houston too.
think of. It was we saw Brandon.
Oh, B Myers.
Saw B.
Yeah, shout out
Myers.
to B. Always good to see him.
Saw him.
Doing big things with his company.
Met his homie. Austin was a really nice guy. That'd be really cool to get him on the podcast too. He's like fucking pretty jacked.
Yeah, we'll get
calisthenics
Austin on.
Maybe he's a nice
Try to get Brendan on, but Brendan is just so busy he's got like 10 fucking companies. I don't know how he fucking does it.
Yeah.
That dude motivates the shit out of me just
Yeah.
because he literally has so many different businesses. He's so diversified with his things. I don't know how he fits all of that into a 24-hour schedule, but it was cool to see him, connect with him. Doing big things. Check out his company, Create You. Got some good things.
He's a cool guy. I like him.
The thing I like about him the most is he is so about branding and so about like everything has to be perfect. Like literally, he had his sample pre-workout on the table, like they were sampling it. It hasn't. I don't think it's dropped yet. I think it drops next month, maybe March. But he had it out there. He was sampling it, and he was like, it was a full thing of it, full container, full of like mixed already. And he was like sampling. He's like, it doesn't taste right. And so he had one of the girls come over and take it. He's like, just get this off the table. I don't want people trying it. And I tried it before. I was like, this is not bad.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's not good enough.
He just
take it
gets-
off. And so
That
they
is really
dumped the
cool,
whole
yeah.
thing. And I was like, oh man, that's good. Like he doesn't want to risk somebody coming up trying it and having a bad first impression off of that.
Right.
And I was like, dude, that's that right there, because he probably threw out a container or two of pre-workout with that.
Yeah.
So, but just little things like that, and he does that right, and he's got a good podcast. So check out his podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on the podcast at some point. Might have to go out to Denver and see his ass.
Oh, I couldn't think. That's where I saw the future me, Huck Finn.
Oh,
Saw
Huck
the-
Finn,
saw
dude,
the fucking-
bro,
yeah.
you should have been walking around the container or the like he was walking around with little Tito's bottles in his fucking pocket.
How did
and
he-
Your ass is not. What the fuck?
Why?
Fuckboy fitness.
I don't know
dude?
how would they have Fuck, dude. Okay, next year.
He had the little airport travel size containers of Tito's in his pocket. He literally pulled out like 10 fucking things.
How does he get away with that? Because he's just who he is.
He's Huck Finn.
Because he's Huck fucking motherfucking
Nobody's
Finn.
gonna say anything. Like he's not belligerent. I mean, he's swearing at people and he's saying, calling people fuckheads.
It's not like anybody's not like any
Stupid motherfucker.
But that's his brand. He's on brand, dude.
He is.
Yeah.
He's always such
He
a
also
blast to
had
see.
a Miller Lite in his fucking in a koozie.
I thought that was
His
a,
own
I thought it
koozie.
was a bang at
his
first.
own
No, it's
koozie.
definitely not a bang, dude. It was an alcoholic
Finn
fucking bang. Like, that's a move right there. You need to get a fuckboy fitness koozie and
Yeah.
start walking around with that.
That's a move for sure.
He was trying to go to Hooters to get fucked up, but Hooters apparently was closed. He was super upset.
Oh yeah, and he was like walking across the street. He went like somewhere by.
We should have
over where we
fucking
were.
just tagged along with him. I don't know why we decided not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yard House was good.
Yard House was good.
Yard
It
House
was a little pricey, but whatever.
Yeah. Burger was actually really good. Really disappointed in the French fries and the onion rings and the ranch.
I'm trying to think who else we ran into.
Saw fucking.
Kai Green was there. I didn't talk to him though.
You know who was looking big? Who I was actually, I was actually, and I wanted to see him. I wanted to see him because I had always just wondered about it. Was a Breon walked by, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, but he's also 4'10".
He was pretty short. But he was just like, I don't know if it was like, I mean, he's obviously, he's bulking up right now, but he was like, I was like, damn, like he's just looking like,
No, he's for sure jacked.
fucking dense,
Looks
bro.
good.
Like he was looking good. Didn't want to wait in line to say what's up to Chris Bumstead, but I saw Chris Bumstead
His
there.
line was pretty long.
His line was fucking crazy. He was selling his Savage shirts.
Dude, I want to buy one of those Savage shirts.
I know, those are great. Jay Cutler, saw Jay Cutler, didn't meet him.
He was
I've already
looking-
met Jay.
We
a
don't
few
need
times.
to talk about just who we saw, though. Let's talk about who we actually
Shout out to
ran
Jay
into.
though, real quick. Jay Cutler for looking. He still
Jay's
looks.
looking really good.
looks good.
He's looking good.
I think he's probably one of the best retired bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like how he looks, like he still looks good.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't look like saggy skin. Like
Branch Warren still looks pretty good too.
Branch still looks like he could beat.
He looks like he's just.
I don't. Yeah,
He's just got that. Muscle.
he's got that grainy fucking skin still. Like,
Yeah.
how are you so grainy?
Yeah. He just has that dense.
And nobody was talking to him. Like he was
Nah.
when we walked by him, there was nobody in line to talk to him.
yeah.
I felt super upset. I was like, "Who? This is fucking Branch Warren."
Bro, it was even funny. Well, when it was even funnier than that was when we were in line to talk to Jeff. Brandon Curry was right next to him, and nobody was in line to talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like the current Mr. Olympia.
You know why
Open
that
unit.
is?
Huh?
Because his social media is terrible. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a personality attached to it.
Yeah.
You can't just look good anymore because there's so many people that look good.
Yeah.
You have to have a personality and a brand, and he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I've never met him and never spoke with him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have like that reach. Like
Right.
Bumstead has a reach, which
Right.
is why he's so fucking popular
Yeah.
as a champion, right? But that's if you want to take that next left. There's so many people that were just walking around that look fucking awesome. Like there's a lot of guys that don't compete, aren't big fitness stars, don't have large channels, don't have large reach or sponsorships that look fucking awesome. Like you can't just look good anymore. You have to have
Yeah.
message. You have to have a brand. You have to have.
Well, Arnold had actually talked about that a long time ago. He was saying that's the difference between that in the golden era when he was competing and stuff like that. He's like, I think actually Phil Heath. I might be confusing.
I think you're talking about Phil.
I think it was Phil. Who talked about it. Who specifically had touched on that. He was just basically like, dude, a lot of these bodybuilders that compete with me, like nobody. First of all, like no one knows who they are. And have you ever done an interview with them? It's like pulling teeth to get them to fucking talk.
Did he talk about that in Generation Iron?
I think it was
I've seen that.
I think it was literally in Generation Iron. He said like it is like pulling teeth to get these bodybuilders to do interviews and stuff like that because that's all they do, and that's cool. I mean, you know what? I respect that. I mean, being a pro level bodybuilder, yeah, that's not like being classic. That's not like being physique. Classic bodybuilders are gnarly too, but like it's different. Yeah. It's different for sure.
If you want to be that worldwide celebrity like Kai Green, who
Yeah.
can make a living just traveling around doing seminars and meeting people, like people will fly him out to like India to just walk around and go to their expo, like because he has a personality, he has a brand, and he looks fucking insane.
Yeah, in that suit, dude. In that suit, you can, you know what I mean. He's just a muscular individual. He's just got that muscle that just looks like it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Just that like dense. I don't know. The same thing with Branch. Same thing with Branch Warner. He just looks like he just has that
Branch is
muscle on him.
monster.
Branch, and he's a nice fucking dude.
Yeah, he was pretty nice actually when I talked to him.
It was cool. He filmed that video for your dad.
Yeah, he did a little shout out to him.
That's cool.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even see that. That's cool.
It's nothing crazy. It was just
Yeah, it was just like, hey, you should be here kind of thing.
Yeah.
But hey, he didn't have to do it.
Did we tell you that when we said what's up to Craig, that fucking Sean Roden and Kevin Lavroni walked right by? Like, so it was
They
funny.
were waiting in line to talk to Greg. Because you guys were talking to him.
He honestly, he was down to like sit there and chat with us.
Yeah,
We
Craig was
actually
You should have just made fucking Sean Ray and Kevin Laroni just wait.
excuse me, we're talking.
Do you not know who the fuck I am? I'm
Yeah.
Fuckboy Fitness, and this is Jay fucking New.
I don't know if you know how we're actually kind of relevant now. So you're not. I'm just gonna fucking say that to Sean. I'm like
Kevin who?
Hey, Kevin, what?
you just get triple punched.
Fucking Kevin.
Kevin Lavroni just fucking Sparta kicks you out of the way.
Yeah, Sean, he was walking through. I actually saw him again in the middle. Jay saw it. He was like walking through again. I could have totally just LA trafficked his ass, just walked like right in front of him. But you know what? Out of
respect, you gave him the right away.
I gave him the right away out of respect for him, and he just fucking just sunglasses on. Just
But
kept
he's always got those goddamn sunglasses.
yeah, the fucking like whatever, like just whatever.
But you
I don't
can't
even-
talk because you were walking around with fucking
Well,
sunglasses.
yeah, but I
inside,
mean,
too.
they're Ray-Bans, so I mean, you know. You see Jeff, when I went up and said, what's up to Jeff, he's like, look at this motherfucker with his sunglasses
Oh yeah,
on.
he was roasting you.
Yeah, he got me good. I was like, I'm not about to take these off next to you with your fucking nice ass
With your,
skin.
you're like, I need these sunglasses because your skin is glistening.
It's
at me.
glistening, bro.
It's glowing in the
It's all that be clean.
That be clean, man.
was like-
that makes me want to legitimately buy his products.
Well,
'cause
that's
I'm like,
the whole point.
I'm like, God damn, man! Like, what is your skincare routine?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because my skin looks like hot trash in some of these photos, and I'm like, oh man, I look old as hell.
I was sweating Tito's out my forehead.
And
At
Jeff
least-
looks like he's 20 fucking years old.
I know he does.
Yeah, no, he's looking good. He's all cut up. He's like nice. He's good. And he's got a good lean,
Huge chest.
nice lean bod.
Just tattoos for fucking days.
We saw. Did we see? Is that about everybody that we actually stopped
Yeah.
and talked to? I think that was pretty much.
The expos are good, man. Like,
Yeah.
like we were saying, we only talked to like the people that were fucking real ones. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people here that I just don't fuck with. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go talk to the ones that like I fuck with.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wait in line if I don't really know them, but I'm all right with waiting in line because
Yeah. So am
I,
you know
yeah.
what? Like, I don't have an ego with this shit. Like,
I waited in line to
if I don't
Macau.
know this person, I'm not going to pretend like, oh, they should know who the fuck I am. I'm going to wait in line, and I'm going to say what's up to them. So,
Yeah.
and even some of the guys I do know, I still wait in line because I'm like, you know what? Just out of respect.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah,
And then
What-
the
what-
night.
Let's finish up with the expo though. Though I'm stoked that we went. I'm glad we went.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And as always, it's super fucking motivating. And I think that's the biggest reason
Yeah.
why you need to go to an expo. If you've never been to one, just going because you surround yourself with the environment of people that are fucking killing it.
Yep.
And
Right.
And that is motivating as hell. Like, I came back ready to fucking rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I feel that's exactly, honestly, that's what I mean, I was telling you guys on the car ride home. That's how I feel right now. I feel like I don't want it to be Jeff, I admire how Jeff goes about, like, you know, his day. He's like, no, I wake up and I'm like, I'm ready. You
I
know what
love that. I
wake
love
up
that
and
he said that, yeah.
I just don't, I need to find out the recipe for me that's like, there's no, you know what I mean? It's just fucking do it.
No,
is
it's
what
just
it is. It's just fucking
everyone
do it.
has their own process.
But like because my thing with me is I have these, and I think what I was telling Jay a little bit about for my own mental health, my own physical well-being, when I'm doing the best in my life is when I look the best. And it's a big
a connection.
big
It's how it is
thing
for
for
me
me.
too,
It's
yeah.
how I am when I'm killing it in the gym and I feel good about the way that I look and I'm taking care of my, you know, my skin and stuff like that and everything like that. And I'm not just drinking all the time. I'm more motivated to pursue other things. And it's funny because that takes a lot of time out of my day to kind of be at that, be where I want to be. But when you're busy, I mean, like we were talking about Brendan is it's Brendan.
Brendan.
Right. Okay. I think I've been calling him Brandon. But anyways, Brendan, you know, somebody like that who has just got so many things. I think that's the thing is you get to a point where you master the ability to just love being busy.
Yeah.
To love
And being okay with being busy.
Being okay with being busy. And there's going to be times where it's stressful. But yeah, I mean, like that's, and so anyways, that's all I was going to say for me is I'm going to get my ass back in shape. And I'm just, and I'm going to go from there. But yeah, no, because that's an important thing for me. And I just kind of let myself go a little bit. And so, but I want
But it is motivating as hell to see all these people and seeing people killing it and seeing good people killing it. And it's important to be around that.
And even the thing with, with like Brennan being like, oh, got my squad, got my crew together, and I got him a table. I'm like, dude, I want to do that with us. You know what I mean? Like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Let's
At an expensive fucking club too. Brendan fucking killing it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's motivating, and you could take that so many different ways. You can take that so many different ways and be like, oh, well, we suck. You know what I mean? Well, we suck and we're not killing it, and this sucks, and this is, you know what I mean? But you can't do that because you don't want to ultimately compare yourself to the success of other people in a negative manner. You want to take that and be like, no, you know what? Let's go.
Well, that's the
Like,
difference
let's
between winners and fucking losers.
Yeah.
If you're a fucking loser, you're going to look at that, and Brendan's like, hey, what are you guys doing tonight? Oh, I'm taking my entire team, my entire company out. I bought us a table at this club. We're going to hang out. It's going to be a company thing.
Yeah.
And some loser's going to look at that and be like, well, you know what? Fuck him. Like, why does he get to do that? Like, why can't I fucking do that? Why am I not going to this club? Why does he get to have that success?
Right.
Whereas a winner's going to look at that and be like, fuck, that's motivating as hell. This man is killing business because he's killing his relationships. He's killing business because he can afford to do that.
Right.
And he has the people around him that want to spend time together and want to be a part of that. And he's creating a movement.
Right.
And so that's the difference. And that's why certain people are fucking successful. And that's why certain people are never going to be fucking successful.
Because all they do
it's
is
all in mindset.
It is. No, it really is. And that sounds, that might sound like something that everybody always says, but it is. It's your perspective. It's your mindset. It's the way you go about things. You know what I'm saying? Like day to day, keeping yourself accountable for stupid shit, getting out of bed when you don't fucking want to, going, checking up on, business owners, stuff like that. There's so many different cogs you got to pay attention to and stuff like that. Like it's a process and there's levels to this shit, and nobody should go to these expos and be like, I'm a piece of shit. I suck. That dude's my age and he's fucking killing it. And you know what I mean? No, take that and be like, okay, what do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? And do it.
Yeah.
And
100%.
fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Connor, I love Connor's. Everybody's probably seen it after Connor and Cerrone, that post interview. He's like, there's no recipe to this shit. He's like, everybody knows like what needs to be done. Just do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Just do the work. Just do it. Obviously there can be different mentors in your life that can kind of guide you to do certain things and that can help certain people. But ultimately it's like, I mean, yeah, we got James's back and stuff like that, and I got your back and shit like that. But I mean, ultimately, like James knows, he's like, no, I'm accountable for myself and for everything else, and I got my, I got my shit, and we support him. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, like, so it's motivating. It actually, honestly, was really motivating. And it was kind of a reality check, to a certain degree, to go to that and be like, okay, it's time. You know what I mean? It's stop fucking drifting around, stop lingering around. Let's go. Yeah. Fuckboy Fitness is here.
Let's go.
But but yeah, no, I had a good time with you guys.
It was a good experience.
It's my first LA Fit Expo. It was a good time.
Oh, good, man.
Popped your fucking cherry.
You popped my LA Fit Expo cherry.
Now we got to go to the Arnold.
The Arnold is, yeah.
And I still have yet to go to the Arnold as well.
I want to go to this one. I think there's probably going to be a lot of people there, though.
There usually is at the Arnold.
The Arnold is the biggest one.
Meet Jonathan. Jonathan said
Jonathan's going to be there.
Said he was going to go.
So the goal for this LA Fit Expo trip was to get a lot of content, get a lot of fucking podcasts and shit, and didn't do any of that. So, I mean, we got a vlog that's coming, but that's about it. But
the vlog's pretty cool.
The Arnold Expo, my goal with that is to knock out a lot of Blast House content, knock out a lot of podcasts and shit. So I'm stoked. I'm the Arnold is my favorite trip. LA Fit is a close second, but Arnold is the one to go. So if any of you guys listening are going to the Arnold, let us know, because I will for sure be there. These guys are going to try to go. We'll see.
I think I'm going to go.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to go for sure.
I'll be able to get the time off. I just would need to have the money to go.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I'll get the time. I'll like a flight. What's a flight? What do you think we can get a flight?
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I want to go. So I want to just like commit to that. But I mean, I want to go.
Yeah.
So, but
before we finish this up, let's talk about Saturday night. Let's go through it kind of quickly though, because this is already a long ass fucking podcast.
It's a good episode though.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So
But basically, Saturday night we went out. We tried to go out to where we were going to go out where Brendan was at.
I was just trying to think of the name of the place.
It was Nightingale. We were
That's
trying to go
right.
to Nightingale, and that was in like it was off La Cienega in downtown LA. It might have been like Hollywood-ish area. I think it was near Hollywood-ish.
it was.
Yeah, I think it might have been West Hollywood. I don't know. It was in La Cienega, and we tried to go there, and we didn't have a table. It was just the
Wait. Tell them about the ride getting there first. Like,
oh my god! So we were in the fucking Lyft,
Yeah.
right? We were on the Lyft because we were meeting up with Wes's girl and his and her cousin in the middle of fucking a third world country, fucking downtown LA, like Skid Row. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Look like Baghdad,
They
dude.
were
Like
filming
so much trash and fucking things. Anyway, we were on the way there. We get pulled over in a Lyft.
Our Lyft driver gets
Lyft driver was going 55 and a 30, and this cop pulled us over. It was like an end of watch scenario, dude. We were in the back. He was just fucking shining his light in, and yeah, he got a ticket.
About
That was
1,000% sure I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Also.
we had an open container because we had a Tito's bottle between my legs that we were taking with us, which was highly illegal.
You could smell the alcohol.
And he opened the door. He opened the window. He's like, "Have you been drinking?" Our Uber driver's like, "No," but all of us were quite intoxicated at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he got a ticket. I've never gotten pulled over in a Lyft. That was awkward. It ruined the vibe for the rest of the Lyft trip because here this dude has probably a couple $100 ticket, and he's making $10 for this ride.
Right.
And then he proceeds to turn down a one-way
And then
going the opposite
This
direction.
motherfucker drove us into oncoming traffic and then flipped a bitch in the middle of a 4-lane fucking road where traffic is coming at us.
So anybody who doesn't drive in LA very often, let me give you a quick tip before we continue on with this story. Be assertive. You need to realize
Drive like an asshole
And
because
don't-
if you don't, you will get crashed.
And
No one's
for
gonna
sure,
wait.
pay attention to signs.
yeah, pay attention to signs, and if you want to wait for maybe the occasional person to get in and stuff like that, just realize that no one else will do that for you. So just you gotta get over when you need to get over, and sometimes you gotta flip a Yui in an illegal area.
Wes flipped multiple illegal U-turns in LA, but you know what? We got places.
Yeah, we did. Having the car was actually good.
That was a good move.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, so yeah, we went out.
Oh, how about taking the double shots, first of all, that we didn't know were double shots
Wes
before
over here fucking pouring shots in a shot glass that was actually double shots.
and I really didn't know.
And me and Wes went. Everyone was getting ready. Me and Wes were taking shots back to back.
Dude.
And so by the time we left, me and Wes were both like 6 or 7 double shots deep.
Oh, like and
you're like,
quickly.
oh, I've only had 4 shots. No, motherfucker, you've had 8.
Yeah.
And those are doubles, so add that together.
Like literally, so James.
Well, that's what I meant. Like you had 4 shots, but they were actually 8.
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
James was getting ready. James was getting ready in the bathroom, and I think Fit Maya and Jeremiah and Michaela were in their room. They were getting ready too, and I was like Jay. I slid the shot glass.
And
I
I'm like,
was like, another one.
no, seriously, and I'm a like a pusher. So anytime a pusher is with another pusher, no one's actually ever pushing anyone to do anything. We're both
just making stupid decisions.
yeah, we're both just getting absolutely smashed, and then yeah. So we then after the shitty Lyft drive, I'm like buzzed pretty hard. I'm like buzzing, and then
It is. What is it like? It's like 10 o'clock.
It's not.
like
It wasn't
10.
even like. It
We
might not
haven't even
been.
made it out yet.
we haven't even gotten out yet. And then I was on the phone, and then everyone was going downstairs to the lift, and I was like, "Fuck, I feel like I'm sobering up." So I drank the rest of the gallon. There was half of a gallon of
It was-
Tito's.
for sure. You drank at least a fifth of alcohol, and you chugged it right before we left.
Yeah, I chugged it.
Probably the worst decision of all
So
time.
That's like making me.
ended
like,
up
wanna
being
throw
a
up.
very bad decision. So I chugged this alcohol, got blackout drunk.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that we actually got into a club.
Yeah.
I thought what I remember is I was in a vehicle going somewhere, and then I was outside of a club trying to get in when an unfortunate event happened.
So we were gonna go to what is it?
Nightingale.
We were gonna go to Nightingale. Looked
Well,
like a really
shout
nice
out to that place because it looked awesome, and we were like, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking cool!" Like, yeah, we made it there. It was like maybe 11. We were like, "Yeah, this is gonna be great."
Yeah.
oh, there's a line. Okay. We sent Sammy. Sammy, go check if there's a cover. Go see what the deal is. Sent her up there. She reports back. $100 cover per guy. Girls are free though. But so shout out to us for only having 2 girls.
Yeah.
And 6 dudes. So yeah,
so.
$600 to get in.
Weren't we trying to like wonder if there was maybe some kind of like a group thing that we could do?
I wanted her to ask how much the table was, but then I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, the table's definitely not going to be less than $600.
Yeah, I was thinking
so
it was probably,
we're going to spend a lot of money.
Probably a G.
I was like, I'm not really feeling the G vibes tonight. I'm not feeling like dropping a G at a nightclub in LA.
I almost
if we're in Vegas, maybe.
I really considered it for a second. I was like, okay, I'll spend $100 freaking bucks if I have to. But I was like,
I was almost down for the $100. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, fuck it, like whatever. But then we walked not even 100 yards. We found a rooftop bar that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it was no cover. And we're like, you know what? Fuck this.
I was
We're gonna
wondering
go
how
right
I got
there.
in there.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
We're like, we're just gonna go here. It's It's free.
Yeah.
Free 99, bitches.
And it was cool.
And it was a rooftop bar. It was a EP and LP in
That's what it was.
downtown LA.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. We
Which-
were maybe in Hollywood.
Just wanted to let you guys know, I don't even remember being inside of it.
So that's how drunk Jay was. In Jay's defense, you held it like a champ, though, dude.
Did I?
I didn't realize you were blacked out.
Really?
Yeah.
No, dude.
You weren't sloppy or anything.
No,
Really?
After
I thought
you
were
told me,
you were talking to him in line.
I essentially, my eyes were essentially closed because I literally don't.
Well, they look closed most of the time.
This was me, and then I would open my eyes, and we were going to Nightingale. Or we were
Well, you
going
got in
somewhere.
fine. Like,
we need to
I'm pretty
have.
sure you actually like flirted with the Australia. Was she Australian? The Australian
Yes.
security guard.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, she totally would let you in. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't come off drunk to her at all. So
Yeah.
the fact that you don't remember that is quite shocking.
We need to have a. We need to have a
That's
a
insane.
vibe setting rule where like before we're about to consume a lot more alcohol, we might have to put our phones on like do not disturb and stuff like that. And
Either
just, like,
that, or
Well, we also need to control how much fucking alcohol you degenerates drink.
dude. When Jay
Fucking
told
20
me,
shots before we even leave the house is not an acceptable number.
So I'm really glad that we just went with that half gallon of Tito's because we almost bought like that.
You almost bought
another
a gallon, which would have been a terrible move.
Because you want to know something crazy? We probably would have damn near finished it.
well, I
honestly.
was gonna buy a fifth just for myself.
If there
to
was
finish.
more alcohol in that container than the fifth, he would have finished that.
That's like
before
hurting-
we left.
That's like hurting.
Hurts
me
my
thinking
stomach a
about
little.
Anyways, so here comes some tea for you guys.
Sip the tea. So we left. Bar closed. 2 a.m. Leaving.
We're walking.
We walked back to Nightingale.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, maybe we'll run into Brendan.
Yeah.
See what the after party move is.
And so we're walking, and say I wake up by this time. I think I come out of my sleep, and I now am, my eyes are now open, and I realize I am now walking somewhere. And Sammy and Wes are walking in front of me. They pass a group of fucking douchebags. Wes is fucked up, I think.
I'm blacked at this point.
So-
I remember, by the way, side note, I remember none of this, just so you guys know.
So one of the fucking pieces of shit call Sammy a whore, and Wes doesn't hear it, so he keeps walking. I hear something, and then I watch her reaction, and then she tells me what happens, which was a terrible idea for her to tell me what happened, because for some
Wait,
reason
she didn't go after the guy?
I don't know.
Because I remember grabbing Sammy. I grabbed Sammy
So maybe
around the
you
waist
grabbed her,
and
and then
picked
I
her
went
up.
after the guy. So what happened was she was like, "That motherfucker called me a whore," and I was like, "Are you fuck?" And I don't know what happened to
Well,
me.
Jay
but
was in not a good mood. And
I
on
just-
top of that, he was incredibly drunk.
I just fucking freaked out, and I walked towards this guy because I was gonna fuck him up, and then he punches me right in the mouth. Doesn't drop me. I don't even stumble. I don't even think I took a step back. So he shits his pants and runs away. I'm now freaking the fuck out, being super belligerent and drunk, and I'm like, "You
Did he
punched
hit you too?
apparently
Apparently
according to Sammy, Which I remember none of this. I guess the dude hit me in the eye, and I don't.
You didn't have any marks on you.
I
the next
know
day,
damn well that punch did not a fucking thing to me. So you know that dude hit you, which is impressive. Shout out to that Jet Li motherfucker who apparently.
How did he hit both of you?
He ultimate
How
punched
did he
our
hit
asses.
both of you without either of you hitting him?
Well, apparently
he
the
basically
little-
over there just like
The fucking puss boy sprinted off, and I was like, I'm not about to chase this dude
so-
down. Like, I don't want to go to jail.
you didn't want to rip your
And
Gucci.
so
in your
I'm just like, I'm like going full ghetto mode on this dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm like, you punch like a fucking bitch, bro. And I'm just,
you said that quite a bit. That
And
was your catchphrase. For
that was my
night.
catchphrase, and I was
need to
saying
get
it to
shirts.
I was saying it to the cop. I was saying it to the cop. I was saying it to Mooney. I was saying it to whoever else was there. I was fucking pissed.
There was
Mooney
a-
goes ahead.
There was a
and
point in time where I put you in a chokehold.
Mooney goes ahead and fucking Nate Diaz chokeholds me. And
I was
I'm
pretty
like,
impressed with that choke. I was in there deep, bro. I had the full fucking elbow.
and,
This was some Jersey
and I was
Shore
like,
ass shit.
and I was like, if I just flex bust out of it, I was literally in my head what I was thinking, and then I started going to sleep because it must have been in there tight.
I had it in deep, dude.
And I was like-
I had full elbow.
I was like full drunk strength trying to bust out of it, and Mooney was just locked in. I was like,
that 270 coming in
dropped-
clutch.
I remember dropping to my knees, gurgling something, and I was about to fall asleep, and then Mooney made the mistake of letting me go.
Well, I didn't want to hurt you.
You should have. It would have saved all.
But then
of
I
us.
would have had to carry your heavy fucking
That's the
ass.
real issue. Is you didn't want to carry a 300-pound dead weight. If you and Rob couldn't do it in San Diego, you and Wes definitely wouldn't.
I'm
be
not
able
going to
do it.
leave you on the street in La Cienega just passed out. Face down.
So, anyways, I make a fucking fool of myself. I'm an absolute dickhead, and end up talking to a really cool cop.
Officer Sanchez.
Officer Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Close.
Talk to him. talk to him. Eventually, I calm down, get an Uber ride home or to our Airbnb, and
Yeah. So, anyways, it was like the end of the night. There was a lot of alcohol was consumed. You know, unfortunately, the thing is people are gonna say I don't remember this guy saying that to Sammy. I don't know why he said it to Sammy. Fuck that guy. But
I'm more upset at the fact that I didn't get the chance to put this fool in a coffin.
I'm glad you didn't.
He
though,
ran
because
he ran away.
That would have been even worse.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like when I woke up the next day, I was like, bro, like jail's not like I'm not saying you would have went to jail. I'm just saying I didn't.
You
know.
might have,
You
though.
might have.
You
You know
might
what I mean?
have.
If you would have gotten
And
a
if you'd
hold of
gone to
this guy,
jail on a Sunday, that means we would have had to stay until Monday.
because
to
you
pick
know
your
that
ass up.
you and I would have stepped
girlfriend
into. I would
would've
have
been-
been just you're on top of him. I'm just fucking. Dude, I would have we would have killed that guy.
I would have
We would have, like,
McGregor shoulder strike.
Yeah.
And I didn't see
knives.
the hitting. Because I was so focused on carrying Sammy out of there that I didn't see you guys actually get involved. So I wouldn't have been there to break it up right away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad he fucking ran away. Also, this is the second time in LA where I've legitimately gone out in downtown LA, and I don't think I've had a good time really either time.
So the other time it wasn't with me, right?
It was with you guys last year. It was a good time, but I didn't have an overly good time.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to that club that
That was.
it was one of
lame.
those things where it's damn, we spent a lot of money.
Pre-game was
It was
lame.
all right, but it wasn't that great of a time.
Yep, I agree. It was more fun in the
Downtown
beginning of the
LA
night.
is not a vibe.
I
for
was
me,
just
dude.
trying. I wanted to, I didn't because I just started drinking a lot. But I wanted us to a few hours earlier to be okay, let's find 2 places and at least start there.
We should have just gone to the Orange County, Huntington Beach, one of those areas, or
Yeah.
Venice, and just gone out in one of those areas. But
yeah.
downtown LA, Hollywood, it's expensive. It's some cool people, but not a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was not a fun environment, not a cool vibe.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a good party vibe.
It wasn't a good party vibe, and I was blacked out for most of it. But yeah, I ended the night not in a great way, and then I woke up not feeling fantastic, and I still
You threw up
I threw up, and then
while we were moving.
I threw up, and then my nose started pouring blood as I'm throwing up, and
doesn't
I'm
seem
just
healthy.
I'm just am I dying? And then the whole day, I felt like I had to shit and throw up. And I I was frustrated with myself because I didn't know which one I wanted to do first. I didn't know if I had to shit and then quickly get up and then throw up into the shit that I dropped. Or if I should throw up first, turn around and shit in my pee.
That's the move. That's the
For
move.
future reference, throw up first and then shit. Because shitting and then turning around, like putting your head in the toilet where your shit is, and throwing up and maybe getting some splashback on your face, not the move, bro. So future reference, always throw up before you shit.
A big shout out to Jamba Juice for their ginger shots because that like burnt my insides and then I felt amazing.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I love Jamba Juice.
So good.
That was a fucking move.
Yeah.
And shout out to the homie Marcelo walking his dogs. I was sat and talked to that fool for a little bit. He's just some random gangster.
Marcelo for sure has killed somebody.
He had a teardrop
He had some
tattoo. And he had like a
teardrops.
diamond tattoo on his face and like words on his neck. But he was a really nice guy. We were talking about Kobe because he was wearing a really big Kobe jersey. And anyways, his dogs were cute, but he was a cool dude.
Yeah, he seemed like a cool guy.
And he told me to stay wise, so you know he's a gangster.
Yeah. He's for sure killed people though.
Oh, for sure.
But he was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely not. But well, guys, that's our LA Fit
LA
cap.
Fit was a adventure.
I don't
like LA lit.
I don't want to. I feel like it maybe wasn't my favorite, but at the same time, there were aspects about it that made me absolutely love it.
It was a good trip. It was a good trip.
I loved getting to watch Mooney pull 725 and the hype around that. I thought that was fucking cool. I loved meeting Elliot Hulse. I did not love getting punched in the mouth, and I did not love getting blackouts.
Your lip
you had
looks
those
like
Kim
way
Kardashian
better.
lips yesterday for sure.
It looks almost like the swelling's completely gone down.
It's getting a little bit better.
Girls pay a lot of money for lips like that.
I'm surprised. Just get punched. You have them for temporary.
Don't do that.
Temporary lip injections only cost nothing, and they last you for 2 days.
Just get in a domestic violence dispute. And yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do
in
that
California.
at all,
That will
for
get
sure.
you into the pin.
Yeah.
Get you.
Yep.
Anyway, LA Fit was good. Yeah. So yeah.
Wouldn't have wanted to go with anyone else.
Yeah.
I had a good
Team
time with you guys.
break.
Team break. Fucking swish.
Fucking the weekend.
Woo! Yeah, the week. Cause I'm heartless.
Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go to another expo soon, and if we don't end up at the Arnold's, we'll at least be at the Olympia for sure.
100%. Yeah.
And maybe some of the other expos in between. Who knows? We haven't decided yet.
We'll keep you up to date as time goes on.
Let's plan on this when next time that we go. If we don't end up doing let's do like a live Q&A.
Yeah,
sort
we'll do
of
a
thing.
live podcast at the next one.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd be good. But yeah, appreciate you guys for listening. As always, this episode is sponsored by Blasthouse, blasthouse.com. Follow us all on social media. Links are in the bio. Not for the Week PC on Instagram. And what else? The vlog for this trip will be dropping on Thursday.
Yes.
So check that out on my channel. And yeah, good times as always, boys.
Fucking juicy.
Hopefully you guys stay tuned. If you do stay tuned, just really, really appreciate the support and all you listeners, new and or previous.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
And make sure you guys check out the new YouTube channel that I created for the podcast because some of you guys probably are not subscribed to that. But check it out because we have a new separate channel where we're posting the podcast as well as clips from the podcast. So you guys, if you don't have time to listen to the whole podcast, you can just check out the certain clips. But yeah, that's it. Stay savage, my friends.
A peace.
Bye-bye.
I